Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 2015. It's Nirvana and Breed. Here's Jim Norton running down the hall with a cup of coffee. He's shuffling. He's not spilling any coffee. That's pretty impressive. Very impressive that you didn't spill any coffee, Jim Norton.
No, I know.
You have a lid on, though.
I thought I had a few minutes.
No, that's a quick song by Nirvana.
I'm just outside chit-chatting with Sam. I picked up my taxi receipt, and then I hear you go, "Good morning." I'm like, oh, fuck. I think that's now.
I think that's now. Yeah, that is now. What, Travis?
Way to start the year, Jim.
Yeah.
I'm just got two left feet, guys.
Wow, we're back. That's a long break. That break's too long.
Yeah.
That break is not long if you get to go away, but if you have two small kids and you have to sit in an apartment for most of that time, building Legos and shit, that's a long time to be off. There were a few days there I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go in and turn on the channel and just babble. I don't even care if I go in there and do it by myself, you know?
Right.
So, it's good to be back. Next year, I think I got to book something. Get the Christmas out of the way, and then go south and get warm.
Why didn't you go away?
Because I got two small kids. It's a pain in the ass still.
You still drive somewhere.
Where, though? I've thought that, but it gets too cold where you can't drive out of the coldness. I want to be able to drive out of the coldness.
Boston, maybe? You know, it's cold. Nice couple days. I mean, it's cold, but
It's fucking freezing up there.
it's nice up in Boston. You walk around.
Boston's one of my favorite places to go, but certainly not now.
Buffalo? I was in Buffalo. Lovely place.
No. I debated just jumping on a plane and seeing little Jimmy Norton up in Buffalo. That would have been nice to see some old faces.
It was great.
Lived up there for a bit. Was it great?
Yeah, it was. The gigs were phenomenal in Toronto. We got lucky with the weather because the day we got in there said that we were going to get 2 feet of snow.
Oh my God!
And we got nothing. There was a little bit of snow blowing. We had no snow.
How do they fuck that up? We're going to get 2 feet of snow. Oh, never mind. We're going to get nothing.
I don't know, but it started and it just blew by us. We got none the whole week I was there.
But how cold was it up there?
Disgusting. It made me angry at the people who live there.
Why?
Because they live there. It's like I said that to them. If you fucking people didn't live here, I wouldn't have to come here.
Right.
Yeah, so they made me angry.
But there's a lot of people, they don't have a choice because that's where their family is or their jobs.
You know what? They should take their families and leave, and then the jobs will follow them. The whole state should just empty out. It should be a summer resort.
I don't know, man. I don't miss winters in Buffalo.
No.
They're brutal. You got to leave. They're still dealing with that. There are winters up there where it'll be single digits for a month and a half, 2 months straight. Every fucking day. It just wears you down.
Yeah, it's upsetting. It's upsetting, and you do get a bit fucking stir crazy because you're inside. We couldn't leave the hotel, really. I mean, we went out for lunch.
Right.
In the gym, but it was so cold.
It's that cold that goes right through you, right?
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Did you have long johns?
No, I don't wear long johns. No.
I used to go through long johns, and I was poor, so I only had one pair, and I wore them day after day after day, and I would wash them out in the sink and then put them on my radiator.
Really?
And let them dry out. Yeah.
That's a horrible story.
It's the truth, though. I was making $14,000 a year when I was in Buffalo. And they're like, why'd you leave? Because they weren't paying me.
Yeah,
I moved on to make a few extra bucks. I remember going into my general manager's office. I was making $14,000. And I pretty much broke down in tears begging for a $2,000 raise. And he let me sit there just begging for the $2,000 and finally went, all right, kid, I'll give you $2,000 more. So I did make it up to $16,000 a year living in Buffalo.
Well, it's a fun city. I mean, well worth it. I mean, if you're there this summer at the Navy Yard, really depressing. We were in Toronto.
What do you mean the Navy Yard?
Well, there's fucking Navy ships that were there. I don't know if it's a Navy Yard, just a bunch of Navy boats that were docked right across from these apartments.
Wait, where were you staying?
I don't know. I mean, we stayed at a Courtyard Marriott.
And it was near the water?
Right near the water. And there was about 6 or 7 Navy ships there right by these. And the apartments they were by was like these marine apartments they were called or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought it was projects, but then I'm like, no, the Navy wouldn't be at the projects.
Right, gotcha.
So it was all right.
But the people were good, the shows were good?
They were great. They were almost all sold out, and I think all except one were sold. So, and then Toronto was great. The night before Buffalo, I did 2 shows in Toronto.
I saw your pictures from the CN Tower.
Yeah, the alternative couple we are. I mean, Kenny's the best, though, because we get there, and there's a huge line to go up to the CN Tower. So Kenny goes over and starts talking to them, and I'm embarrassed, but I know he's going to save us a lot of time. And Kenny gets us to cut the line. I don't know what he does.
What did he say?
He's just magic.
Did you ask him what he said?
I did. He said something about he was with an entertainer from the States. Yes, he did, which obviously is a lie. And, he said he's with an entertainer from the States and he wants to come up. And then they had to Google me. They had to Google me. Yeah, which I guess they hear that a lot. Just people want to cut lines. But that's how you know. The bad news is I'm not famous enough for them to look at me and go, oh, it's him.
Right.
The good news is Google worked.
and your Google was impressive enough, too.
Yeah, I guess they probably actually felt bad for me when they saw the fucking Google results. Like, this kid considers himself an entertainer. Let's just let him cut the line.
They still have the elevator, the glass elevator?
Yeah, which was kind of horrifying, but you're not... Some glass elevators, you're out exposed over. Yeah. This one, you're behind a wall of glass almost, so you still feel like you're inside.
Yeah.
So it was a little nerve-wracking, but not as scary as I thought it would be.
How was the glass floors? I'm trying to remember. Because at the Willis Tower in Chicago, that glass floor is impressive. I kind of remember the CN Tower glass floor not being as impressive or as what am I trying to say?
It's not as scary.
No.
Because you're enclosed. I imagine when that first came out, I still had a moment where but it was so scratched up.
That's what I remember it being. Okay, scratched up and buffed up and stuff. The Willis Tower, I don't know how they keep that glass like pristine.
Well, there's a way for them to change that, and that's why when it cracked, it was only that top layer that cracked.
Yeah.
And I don't know I'm sure they have that in the CN Tower, but for whatever reason they haven't changed it.
So they probably have the upper layer or whatever, they just replace a lot.
Yeah, but it's scary, but you can feel like there's solid cement around the entire thing. Mm-hmm. So even when you're on the glass, you can go left or right a half a step.
Yeah.
Whereas, that's the photo I sent. It's definitely scary. But when
they got to step up their game, I'm thinking.
There's the Willis Tower. They do. You can go outside on the fucking ledge and hang off. Oh, that's true.
I forgot about that. Right. Was that closed?
No, we weren't going to do it.
But they were doing it even in the cold weather and the wind. It must have been really windy up there.
Kenny asked, and they said it was sold out for the day. We were just curious. It's $200 a day. But I didn't see him. We went to the level higher than that, which is like that little pod.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can look down on top of the roof of the restaurant where they do it. But we didn't see any type of activity there, so maybe they did it at a different time.
Or maybe they were just waiting a few hours because it was too windy or whatever.
I don't know. I wouldn't fucking do it.
I like the CN Tower. It's pretty cool.
It was great. It was. I'm glad I did it.
Cool thing to do.
Yeah, I wanted. That's why we went in a day early. I wanted to get in early and fucking just be a jizzbag tourist and go and do something fun. I saw a friend of mine, went out to dinner. Like, I had a nice normal.
What kind of friend?
Just a friend.
Just a friend.
Yeah, not even a remote sexual vibe. It was actually just a responsible adult thing to do. You meet a friend for dinner.
Ew.
I know.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be a good person this year.
Oh, is that your New Year's resolution?
No, that's just what I've told myself since no one wanted to fuck me. I'm like, this is the new Jim Norton.
New Year's resolutions are stupid.
Yeah, I don't really make them.
Why do you wait to the end of the year to start thinking what you need to change? We all know what we have to do to change. Just try to do it immediately.
I make resolutions in hindsight. Like, if I don't, so far I haven't paid for sex.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, then I won't pay for sex this year. But I know I'm going to pay for sex. I just haven't yet.
Oh, that's our first bit of 2015. How long can Jim Norton last?
Yeah, I say by Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, please.
But you're pretty proud of yourself that you haven't yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't even been kind of really
good for you. I'm sitting here just waiting to get the flu, by the way. I just want to, warn you all.
Did you get a flu shot?
No, I didn't get the flu shot. I
get it now.
I just kept putting it off. Well, I wrote Dr. Steve yesterday, and he gives me some weird answer. My kids got sick last week. My wife got sick right in front of E-Rock and his wife.
She puked?
No puking, but they invite us over. They invite us over every year.
That must have been nice to get an invite from E-Rock. How was that?
For a little.
I wouldn't know.
But it's a thing. Like, we're friends as couples. And,
oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And then they end up getting the kids some gifts, and it's usually at the end of the break that we go over there for a little dinner, and my kids get to open some gifts from E-Rock and his lovely wife.
That must be nice to get an invite from E-Rock.
E-Rock, comment on that?
Yeah, it happened, and Jimmy has always been invited, but Jim came out once, which was nice.
Yeah.
But there's other times you've been invited and you've had other things to do.
That's true.
And you've been away most of the last week.
No, I know, but I didn't get a text that says, "Hey, we're having some, Opes coming over. You're also on the show if you want to come over."
So I invited you to my family party.
You did, but I think I was working.
So E-Rock's onto something.
Well, yeah, but it was nice that you invited me.
You just want to be invited.
And there's times where I'll go.
And still you won't go.
There are times I'll go. If I'm not working or if I'm, sure. But it's like if you know that, hey, that's something I can do that night, that's a nice... What night did you have people over, though?
No, it's just us.
No, I know, but what night?
Oh.
Saturday.
Yeah, so it would have been...
I was away.
It would have been very awkward if it was like, just my family, E-Rock's family, and you.
Why? Not at all awkward. We're all friends.
Last time you came to my place, you walked in, passed everybody into the kitchen, grabbed a plate of food, and started scarfing down chicken without saying hello.
So you're saying I didn't behave appropriately in your house? I did walk in and say hi. I'm a little shy. I don't.
And then you saw a Troy and Who kid with bottles of champagne and girls in the kitchen, and you're like, "What's going on here?" And then maybe 15, 20 minutes later, Jim had to go.
That's not true. That's the that's not a total
I got to back
lie.
Jimmy up.
That's a lie. I was at
that same party. Jimmy stayed pretty late.
I said hi to every dud in that living room. I'm just kidding. They're nice people. I said hi to everyone. I just feel weird walking into someone's family when your coworkers are in the kitchen and you walk in the living room. You feel weird just going, "Hey, how are you?" I said hello, but I kind of ease into it. I'm a little socially shy. I know in here I'm a gregarious delight, but. I'm a little shy. So
you are a bit shy socially.
Yeah, you get quiet and like, hi, guys.
Jimmy's very nice and very polite socially.
He is.
Yes.
You always do go
You're a
straight
gentleman.
for the food, though.
Of course I do, because that's a safe thing to do. That's a comforting thing to do. It's like, okay,
Right.
you got the food, you collect yourself. But yeah, I'm very polite at those things. I don't act like a fool or be disrespectful.
You're a gentleman.
Thank you.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, why would I want to be with the friends,
So,
if you guys are having a foursome. If you're having a if you guys are partner swapping and I'm not invited, I get it. Then I understand it because it'd be awkward. Just
Sorry.
Jim, you sit in the kitchen while we're partner swapping. But if it's just a get together for some food, I've gone to Sam's with his family before.
You've been with all our families.
I have been with
Norton.
all your families.
And you're a delight. You're a delight to have at a family gathering.
E-Rock never invites me to that stuff. He secretly likes me, but he kind of doesn't like me.
That's not true at all.
All right, so he secretly just doesn't like me.
Why is Travis nodding his head like that's true? Oh, you're just trying to keep it going? So we were over there Saturday, and my wife pretty much got the flu in front of everybody.
Oh, no.
So she's at home. She's in bad shape with the flu. And I'm sitting here now like, okay, I have to now get it, right?
You should just go for the flu shot anyway.
But that's what I wrote. I wrote Dr. Steve. I'm like, look, I might have been exposed to the flu because my wife absolutely has it. Can I still get the fucking flu shot? Or if because I'm possibly exposed to the flu already and then I get the flu shot, am I really going to fuck my life up?
Nah. He get it.
Well, his answer was all over the place. And then he's
probably
basically
drunk. He practices medicine drunk. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, I'm fucking loaded. Get the flu shot. What do I care?
He's on vacation.
Yeah, of course he is on vacation. He's drinking. He's cheating on his wife. She's asleep in the room.
He's not even a doctor.
No, he's not a doctor. He's just out there doing identity thieving. There's some guy, the real Dr. Steve is fucking buried somewhere under the illumination of headlights. He was murdered.
So he writes me. My question was: kids were sick last week and still have it a little bit. Wife got sick yesterday. Looks like she has the flu. I'm trying to avoid this. Can I get a flu shot knowing I might already have caught it from my wife? By the way, I don't feel sick at all at this moment.
When did you send that?
Yesterday.
Because I got a weird text from him last night. It just said, "Tell him to stop bugging me."
So he writes, yes, never too late to get the flu shot. But if you've been exposed, it probably won't prevent influenza. Then he writes, a mere minute later, the flu shot this year sucks anyway.
Yeah, it's all over the news that the batch they had for this flu season may not be working at all.
It's fine for me.
According to Dr. Steve, he writes, they missed the mark on one of the main variants. What? What does that mean? And then he gives me an article to read. He's always giving me articles to read.
Yeah.
If I have a doctor that is a friend of mine, I don't have to read articles anymore. You just tell me what the fuck's up.
Yes, we don't even watch movies when they're sent to us, much less fucking read articles.
Why would I read an article about how the flu shot is shitty this year when you're the doctor? You could just tell me.
What it is that they have to predict like months in advance which strains are going to cause the biggest problems, and they got it wrong.
They got it wrong.
Yeah, they missed out.
So how about they whip up a batch for the flu that's happening?
Because it takes months to put it all
Why
together.
does it take months?
I have it's sciencey
We
stuff.
landed on a fucking comet. We could figure out what flu is happening. No?
No, apparently not.
So I'm in major panic mode, and I've never been more of an OCD freak in my life. Like before I went to bed last night, I'm changing the pillowcases and the sheets and the blankets. I haven't been in even close to her, my wife, because I don't want to get the flu.
Right.
So now what do? I'm sweating already. Is it really hot in here, or
I'm quite comfortable.
Really?
Honestly, yeah, I'm okay.
Might have to take all my shirts off. I hope you don't.
I hope so. Fuck, no, keep turning the heat up.
Happy New Year.
Absolutely. This is the new show.
So,
you shirtless and me with a rod.
The virus mutated this year, according to Greg in Boston. What does that mean?
Well, the mutated, it changed.
Do you think our guests would like it if we were all shirtless?
Yeah, and I had a big tenting boner in my sweats. They would not be happy with that at all.
Dude, I'm in if you're in.
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to. I can't muster an erection with a consensual woman under me, much less.
Just act completely normal.
I'm in if you're in. That'll be our bit this year. Guests come in and we're both just fucking shirtless.
Should try it today.
No, I give you a month to get better shape.
You don't want to.
I'll start in February.
Let's set our goal for March 1st. I'm almost there too. I need maybe one more month of good eating and a few more fucking reps in the gym.
Yeah.
But if you do it, I'll do it. We'll just fucking sit here.
So tell us about the movie.
Right. And just completely ignore the fact that we have no shirts on.
I hope I don't get. I'm very, very tired. I went to bed last night at 10 o'clock like a big boy, and I woke up at 4 for 6 hours, and I'm exhausted right now. So I'm like, I hope I don't have the fuck. Now you get me panicking.
Did you get a flu shot?
Yes. But now I'm hearing it's no good, apparently, according to you guys.
The virus changed after the vaccine was made.
What the fuck does that mean? How does the virus decide to just change?
The flu shot this year protects against 3 of 4 common influenza strains, except for H3N2.
And
I don't have that. No one I know is H3N2. I talk to everyone.
Okay. And what? Is that the one everyone's getting, the H3N2?
Yeah, the 2009 H1N1.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a biggie.
Is back, and it's mutated to H3N2.
So what do I do now, knowing I'm going to get the flu? Can I fucking do some of those emergencies? What do I do right now to maybe help myself out?
Emergency, yeah, citrus and.
Because how do I not get the flu if my wife has it?
H3N2 progresses to pneumonia. It takes a bit longer to get over. People feel sicker.
Yeah, they said this is a motherfucker.
How long is it lasting? I got to shoot a special in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're not going to.
I don't need to get the flu.
Yeah, let's just shut down the show for 2 weeks just to be on the safe side. What do you think?
The scientists say current flu shot does offer some protection.
Okay, good.
It's still very effective.
So I'm going right to CVS and getting my flu shot today.
Yeah.
Right after this fucking show.
I haven't been doing a lot of bad sexual things either, so maybe I haven't been exposing myself as much.
Ooh. What do you get from those sexual encounters?
Just with the flu, you're just in a room with someone who you normally wouldn't be in a room with,
right?
And they're exposed to a lot of people, so I imagine there's a lot of flu going around.
So make them wash.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Make them wash their bodies.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's kind of awkward to go. Can you lick out your asshole? Can you lick out? See, I'm too tired. I meant to say, can you wash it out? Can you lick out your asshole?
It's kind of funny though. I don't know. It kind of works.
Then you just be putting flu on your asshole. That'd be no good.
So then, my whole goal yesterday was to avoid my wife because I don't want to get the flu.
That's every man's goal when football is on.
I don't want to get the flu. So then I go to the gym yesterday and I wander around our little...
A lot of flu there. All the equipment.
Yeah, but after every machine, I was getting the soap.
Oh, okay.
I was obsessed with making sure that I wasn't getting anything. And then I'm wandering around, and I do a couple errands, and then I go to, I think that was a Rite Aid. I had to get a couple things at Rite Aid, and I'm online, and then I go to the counter, and I pay for my shit. And the cashier has a runny nose, is coughing, and wiping her fucking nose with her hand, and then hands me my change.
Well, money's filthy anyway.
So I swear I grabbed it like this by the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this now? Did I just get the flu from money now?
You know what I do?
Huh?
Why didn't you use a credit card?
That's true.
I didn't realize she was sick until she was giving me my change and my receipt back.
That's why you got Apple Pay.
I take bum change out of when a bum has a fucking cup, and I just swish that around in my mouth for a few minutes just to get my body ready for some germs.
Hi, Kenny.
Hi, GH. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too.
Listen, don't worry about the flu. Do what I do. Have the power of positive thinking. You won't get the flu.
So just stay positive?
Since
That's
when have
right.
you thought positive?
All the time. That's why I'm so successful.
How was Toronto and Buffalo?
Great, but besides that, let's make the big announcement.
What's the big announcement?
Well, go
Come
ahead.
on, GH, don't hold back.
Go ahead, make
Do
it.
your big announcement.
Go ahead, make it, Kenny.
Come on, GH. Ready?
Yeah.
Drum roll, Eric.
He wasn't ready for a drum roll. We didn't know there's a big announcement.
No.
Yes, everybody has to know that you're selling coffee mugs now.
Oh, thank you, Kenny.
OpieRadio.com. Get your coffee mugs, people.
You're embarrassing me.
Are you
Go
selling
away.
coffee mugs? Let me see them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am selling coffee
I have
mugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you a coffee mug.
Everybody should drink coffee. That's how you should start your day.
Our price is a little high. We might have to drop our
How
price.
much is a coffee mug?
It's a bit high, but
$42.
it's competitive.
How much is it?
16.
Oh, good. We did knock it down. Yeah, we had them at 18. That was a little nuts. Fuck you, Sam.
What's them?
That's a bargain.
It's a bargain.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
look, it's a
All
ceramic
right,
coffee
go
mug.
away. I'm just trying to make a few bucks, some pocket money.
You're selling a mug with the word Slavo on it, and
Yeah.
Jim's the one who didn't get invited?
Huh?
To E-Rock's house?
That, you know what? That's a great point,
That's a
Sam.
damn good point.
That's a good point.
I have never made the connection that Slavo's E-Rock, by the way.
The only connection that's ever been
E-Rock, have I ever acknowledged that Slavo has anything to do with you when I started selling Slavo t-shirts?
Yes, every time you want to say that you're acknowledging that you've never connected Slavo to myself.
Oh. Well, it's
And
just
profited on it for a year.
It's just become its own thing now. That's all. It has nothing to do with E-Rock anymore.
He's profiting off your good name?
Not my name, no.
I might have the flu, Sam. I wouldn't do that.
You're getting it.
I am, right? Because I'm sweaty.
Yes, you're getting it.
How do you know?
Because you're around little kids and your wife has it. Like, you're definitely getting it.
I'm the only one that isn't sick in my house.
You're
So
sick. You just
I-
don't even know it yet.
So what do I do now?
Sit there and realize you have the flu. Like, you're done.
No.
Just drink orange juice like it's going to do something, and then...
No. That means you're going to get it, Jimmy.
No, we're not touching.
Yeah.
We're
You
not
got
touching.
to get a flu shot just in case. Like,
I got a flu shot, and I've been on planes. And you know how many hands I've shook?
Right.
I did 9 shows on the road. I shook a total of about 40 hands.
It's very impressive.
Thank you so much.
Nothing worse than shaking someone's sweaty hand during flu season.
Can I ask you?
In the summer, I don't give a fuck because for the most part, you don't get sick in the summer. But flu season, and someone wants to shake your hand, you feel that clammy, fucking wet hand.
People in Buffalo, I don't know what they do. If you all wear fucking wool gloves in the showroom, everyone in Buffalo has sweaty hands. It's the fucking clammy hand capital of the planet. Toronto, not so bad.
Not so bad.
Buffalo, everyone was a clammy-handed pederast.
Right.
It was so creepy.
That's wonderful.
So if that didn't get me sick, then again, I'm feeling really tired today, Kenny. Could it be I just didn't sleep properly?
I don't like that you changed the subject from Opie's coffee mugs.
We're going to get back to it.
Please, Kenny, I
Yes.
beg you.
Why? You
How
drink
about-
coffee? A lot of people drink coffee.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that we dropped the price, they're going to fucking
What?
sell like crazy.
Yeah, well-
18 was a little high.
I mean, they're a bargain at any price, quite
Thank you,
frankly.
Sam.
Yeah. You can wear a T-shirt while you drink the coffee.
Dude, I'm sweating.
Oh, that would have been nice on Saturday, though, just to go over and be a friend.
I would imagine.
Ah, well.
Dude, I'm so clammy. I feel fine, but I'm clammy. Are you hot in here?
No.
Power of positive thinking
Can you
becomes
go get me
a
some
self-fulfilling
Tamiflu?
prophecy.
What's Tamiflu?
I don't know. Someone's saying get Tamiflu.
You got to get a flu shot just in case. It's not going to do the trick. You're too late. You're just going to get the flu now.
You know what's
Don't
best?
tell me I'm getting the flu. I haven't had the flu in 5 years because I always get the flu shot. And this year, for whatever reason, I kept blowing it off.
Well,
You know what's best?
What?
A dose of Dr. Kenny's 2-ball compound.
You're from another time.
Yes.
Yeah. Now's the time.
I think we have Mr. Trump calling in.
Not
All
yet.
right.
What was that then on the hotline?
That was Dr. Steve. We're moving him to a different line
Why?
because that's where Donald Trump's calling.
I didn't request a Dr. Steve phone call.
Nobody's texting saying Tamiflu or whatever else that you've just said on the air.
He just wrote, you could take Tamiflu if, in big letters, also known as capital letters, if one of them was actually diagnosed with influenza. Call me after the show. No one was diagnosed with influenza. You just know when someone has the flu.
Just take Tamiflu and then get a flu shot, and then also you're going to get the flu anyway. Like, that's just what's going to happen now.
You know, right?
Yeah, because you waited too long.
And I'm the one that always gets sick in my house, so I'm the one that's not sick. And what are the odds I'm going to fucking skate this?
You're not.
Right.
I'm not going to skate this, man. I just know it. And then the fucking, like I said, the Rite Aid lady wiping her nose with her hand just before she gave me the change in the receipt.
You should have sucked it right off her lip. Just give your immunity a little strength.
I couldn't help myself. I went, really? And then she felt bad because she probably needs to go to work. She can't afford not to, take off.
She probably used all her sick days up whoring around.
But the news, they always say, if you're sick, don't go to work. But none of us does that. Unless you're really, really bad, then you finally take your sick days.
People don't want to go to work. They love to take sick days if they're sick, but you
a lot of times your sick days when you're actually
obviously
sick.
you'd rather just go there and get everybody else sick, so your lack of production doesn't seem obvious.
You want to use your sick days to have a day for yourself. We all know that.
Sure.
Did you
you
say
make
you
believe you're sick, and then you enjoy the hell out of your day.
You got a flu shot, Jim?
I did, a while ago.
Oh, because I was going to say that would be the only positive thing to not being invited on the Saturday, that you wouldn't have been exposed, but you would have been fine because you got the flu shot.
You know what? Sam just hit a home run with the old Jim Norton point-making system. Good job.
Yeah.
I think Eric should have probably had another get-together to invite others.
I mean,
This was just a very intimate little get-together that we do every year.
Yeah, I know. But I'm lonely for the holidays. I have nobody.
All right, let me
Sam.
let me
We're out
get
of the country.
Let me get to Mr. Trump. Donald,
Good morning.
it's been a while.
It's been a long time. How you? Everyone good? I guess.
Yes.
You're all doing well. Your ratings are good. That's nice.
Our ratings are amazing, Donald Trump. You could appreciate that. You like good ratings,
I
right?
love ratings. Ratings are what that business is about, unfortunately. It's a very cold business.
Donald, do you get the flu shot every year?
No.
Why?
No. I don't know. I've never had one. And thus far, I've never had the flu. I don't like the idea of injecting bad stuff into your body, which is basically what they do. And I guess this one has not been very effective to start off with, but the last one. But I've never had a flu shot, and I've never had the flu. I better knock on wood. Where's some wood around?
How the heck has Donald
Language.
Trump... I cleaned it up for Donald. Can I say what the hell to you,
You can
sir?
say whatever you want.
Okay, Donald. I said heck. And what did you say, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway. How is it that you've never had the flu with all the business you've done over the years? You're always shaking hands. That's how you get sick.
I am shaking hands, and I just don't understand it myself. But I have friends that religiously get the flu shot, and then they get the flu. That helps my thinking, because I say, why am I doing this? And then I've seen a lot of reports that the last flu shot is virtually totally ineffective. It's not, I don't know, it wasn't done properly or something. But
They missed one of the strains.
They missed
it's been very ineffective.
one of the variants, they call it.
Yeah.
I know how
I'm not sure that the whole thing was been effective, but the concept of injecting your body with flu so that you can fight the flu, I don't know, it just never made a lot of sense to me. So I've passed on it, but that doesn't mean people should pass.
I know how you didn't get the flu. You're a healthy guy, and I'll bet when those flu germs show up, you go, "You're fired."
Well, I fired them immediately.
Immediately, right? No, the deal is my wife's got the flu and my two kids were sick last week, so I'm just sitting here waiting to get sick.
Well, you're going to be a victim. There's no question.
Thank you.
Told you.
Thanks a lot.
I wish you a lot of luck.
Hey, before we talk about Celebrity Apprentice, which obviously is just an amazing show, it's on Mondays at 8 p.m. on NBC, and you got a fine lineup this year.
It's terrific.
I want to talk about the mayor of New York City. What's your take on this whole thing? De Blasio and the cops.
I have never seen anything like it. The police in New York do an amazing job. They do a fantastic job, and I've never seen anything like what's going on. The level of hatred and the animosity that the department has for the mayor has absolutely been incredible. There's no question about it.
What do you think it is? Because they didn't love Dinkins, and for a while they didn't love Giuliani either. But this does feel like a lot worse than those did.
Well, I think a lot of them are really strong believers in stop and frisk. That was a pretty effective thing. The crime rate went way down. I mean, I've been in New York a long time, so have you guys, and, we've seen some very bad moments of crime during certain periods of time, including during the Dinkins administration. And, there's been some tremendous tremendous crime in New York, and now we're one of the safest. I think I read the other day we're the safest large city in the world.
Right.
And that's a pretty good statement. And that doesn't mean we're safe, but it means we're a lot safer than we used to be. And they had a stop and frisk policy, and a lot of the police thought it was important to do, and now we can't do that, or they can't do that. It started there, but also the campaign was based very strongly against police. And, he made the statement about his son and don't trust the police.
Right.
There's a whole lot of baggage here. And I think, frankly, it's going to be a very hard thing to rectify. I think it's going to be very hard. And then I see he was making a speech yesterday at the funeral of one of these, great police officers. And he was making, and so many of the police turned their back, and they've been doing it routinely, but they turned their back on him during the speech. So it's a very bad situation. I've never seen anything like it.
Yesterday was amazing because, the cops were asked not to do that. By Bratton, and they still did it. I'm like, wow. Good. I say good for them. I mean,
Well, they believe in it, and they believe in it strongly, and they don't like him. And again, his campaign was very anti-police. And, they have done a great job, and there are always going to be instances of bad stuff. I hated watching that chokehold, which he said, of course, it wasn't a chokehold, but I hated watching that. Mm-hmm. And, that was a terrible thing, I felt, and I thought it was unnecessary and rough. But other things could have been done, which would have been much more effective.
Sure.
But I will say that they have done an amazing job. The cops, as they like to even call themselves, they've done an incredible job in New York and in other cities. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a big fan of police and the job they do in this country. I think they've done an incredible job, and the New York City police force is second to none. And what's going on now is incredible. And there's no question about it.
What's being lost in the whole argument is the fact that overwhelmingly the cops do the job properly. I think the stat is something like 99.5% of the cops do the job proplely. Of course you got a couple bad ones, but you got bad people in every profession. But it's not to the point where De Blasio had to pretty much throw him under the bus like you did.
Well, you do, and you always have some bad ones, but we have, as you say, 99% or more great ones, and they do a great job. And so, they have not perhaps been treated with the kind of dignity or respect that they want to be treated, and they are taking a very tough stand. And people say there's going to be protests and police protests. In other words, opposite protests.
Yeah,
that's going to be pretty wild.
If you were De Blasio, how would you try to work this out? Because he kind of has to have some kind of understanding with the NYPD if he wants a successful term as mayor.
I don't know how you go through 4 years of this. That's going to be very tough. Now, a lot of people say he has to apologize. He's got to start with an apology. I'm not sure at this point that it's going to do it. I don't know that an apology is going to change those people from turning their backs because there's been so much bad blood. But, a lot of people think, and it's not me that think that because I'm not a big person on apology. I'm not a huge believer in apology. Mm-hmm. I see every time a politician does something, they apologize. You know, maybe it's the right thing, maybe it's not. But a lot of people do think that he should be apologizing to the police for the campaign and for the statements having to do with his son and for. And a lot of people want to see stop and frisk brought back.
Whoa. Do you think it was unfair? This is just about because Lynch really came out. I think the PBA, the head of the union, came out and said that Obama and De Blasio had blood on their hands, or at least De Blasio, he said, after the assassinations. Do you think that was fair?
Well, it's a tough statement. There are a lot of people that think it's it could have led to this problem. It's they've got other problems. You have things like this happening elsewhere, and it's very interesting. Obama was supposed to be the great unifier, and he's turned out not to be that at all. And the African American, I was looking at statistics. They're doing worse than ever. They're doing very, very poorly under Obama in terms of jobs, in terms of education. They're way down in terms of graduating from colleges from what they were. Their incomes are down much more than anybody else. You would have thought that he would have been doing a better job than that, and yet he gets 90% of the vote or 94% of the vote.
Right.
And you almost say, how does that happen? But he it has not been unification, and this is just really an offshoot of that.
So they're worse off. I did not know that until today.
Very, very much so. It was very surprising. I saw the statistics come out. Over the last couple of months, I've been seeing these statistics where they're doing so much worse than they were. And in terms of, very important elements like income and college education, it's really down.
Right.
And you would have thought it would have been just the opposite, and other things. So a lot of bad things are happening out there.
I was, before we get to Celebrity Apprentice, Mondays at 8 p.m. on NBC, I got one more question for you. The Sony hack in North Korea. What's your thoughts on that, being a big business guy? You don't want your emails hacked, right?
Well, number one, I don't think it was North Korea.
You don't?
I think Obama said that because it was convenient.
Isn't the FBI saying it too? Did they come out and say 100%?
I don't know. I'm not sure who's saying it. I just don't think it was North Korea. I think it was somebody. And I have a son who's 8 years old, and he can run a computer better than people.
Right.
40. We put a code on the computer. He broke the code the other day. The kid's 8. We actually put a 4-number code on a computer, and he was able to break it. And actually, it wasn't too complicated a code. It was 2015. We said, well, it's a new year. We'll put 2015.
Yeah.
And he's trying to break the code because we wanted him to stop playing because he wants to do nothing but play with a computer.
Right.
And so all of a sudden we go into the room and we see he's playing with a computer. And we said, I don't believe it. He broke the code. And he said, well, I heard the new year, Dad, so I tried 2015 and it opened up. I was really proud of him. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Look. The old days, you'd have, like, in wars, you'd have couriers, and you'd have sealed envelopes, and you'd have guys taking them to the jet. Today, you don't know who's listening, and you don't know who's watching. These computers, this whole Internet thing is turning out to be a disaster in disguise. It's very dangerous, and you often wonder, how do the banks do business where everyone's being hacked and everybody's being, robbed, and the banks have tremendous losses and they're fighting it like crazy. The old days you have a teller and you had your bank book, okay?
Right.
It's very, very, it's a very slippery slope. It's very dangerous for the country.
There's always a way to stay ahead of the hackers, though. They always say they'll hire the guys that get caught hacking, and it's always like who's got the one level of knowledge advantage at the time.
Yeah. I don't think you can stay ahead. I mean, they're super genius.
Thank you.
They know the stuff better than the people that invented them.
Right.
And they can break them, and they can break in. You look at a guy like Snowden, who's sitting now comfortably in Russia, and what he did, and, whether you like him or don't like him, what he did was, he did cause us tremendous problems with our so-called allies. Our allies don't love us so much anymore after all the things that were revealed. A lot of personal things were revealed. And, but they break in, and there's no security anymore. The big thing are the banks.
Right.
And then you hear, they can destroy the electric companies, they can destroy the utilities, they can do lots of damage. But I don't think in this particular case it was North Korea. It may be wrong. I mean, whether it was or whether it wasn't. But it was some genius sitting out there that was able to do this.
Well, some are hinting it could have been an inside job as well. So.
It could even be that. It could be that. I mean, the way Sony is run. I mean, look, the woman that got caught, with the racist remarks, which were bad.
Amy Pascal.
Amy. She immediately went out and said, I'm going to go to Reverend Al Sharpton and ask for forgiveness.
Smart move. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So that shows how stupid she is. I know Reverend Al very well. I know him probably better than almost anybody. And I've dealt with him over the years, and I've actually always had a good relationship. But we have to understand, he's doing his thing. He's,
Right.
There are those that would say a con man, right? There are those. When she said that, she gets the award for stupidity. And by the way, she then met with him.
Yeah.
He had a news conference saying all sorts of bad crap about her. So, it's like
well, that's what we said on our show. Why would you meet with Reverend Al? Because in the end, he's still going to trash you. You're not going to change his mind.
And when Don Imus met, Don Imus met with him, and then he just got up and trashed him. And, you would have thought people would have learned. That's not even a question of learning.
Yeah.
That's being a little bit street smart. You just don't do that.
He does that,
right
and
into his hand.
then his bosses, they still come out and they go, you're fired.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a big article that came out on Reverend Al yesterday about where he looks for hush money. You give him a few bucks, then he's not going to, scream racism as far as your company goes.
Yeah, huge article.
There was a massive article.
Well, if you remember, one of the worst things that I've seen is the Tawana Brawley thing. And,
right.
And, you know, you look at that and you say, wow, that's really incredible. And then you see all these guys going to jail for income tax, and he's not going to jail. You know, Grimm is going to jail, and all these guys are going to jail for income tax evasion, and tax evasion, and Al isn't going to jail. You wonder, I wonder why.
Is he? You said you've known him for a long time. Is he a good guy to hang out with?
I like him.
I
like him on a person. I go to fights with him.
Yeah.
You know, he's very friendly with Don King.
Right.
Of course he is.
Don King's a guy. He's another piece of work. But you know, look, they do their thing. He's doing his thing. I spoke to Don King the other day, and you know they're best friends. And I would go to fights with them, and Don King and Al would be there, and I got to know him very well.
Yeah.
And I like him, and he likes me. He came up to my office recently to apologize for something he said about me.
Right.
He called me a racist, actually, and he came up and he apologized to me. He came to my office.
Wow.
Which was very nice. But, you know, I think he has a certain respect for me. He doesn't have respect for a lot of other people. But the fact is that he's doing his thing, but you can't play into his hands. Mm-hmm. And these people, like from Sony, she has to get the award for stupidity. How does she run a company? Now, of course, you know, it's interesting with Sony. I always used to buy Sony televisions. I'd pay more for them, thousands of them.
Yeah.
And today, it's no longer a brand that you care about. You know, today there are many brands that have superseded it. They lost their way. And
you got to go Samsung, right?
Excuse me?
Samsung.
Well, yeah. Samsung and LG and
RCA.
lots of other people.
Right.
Sharp makes actually a great television. But in the old days, and you know, not so long ago, 10 years ago, I'd pay a huge premium, like sometimes double, to get Sonys because there was a level of prestige. Today, that they've totally lost that market. I mean, people aren't.
How many TVs do you think you've bought in your life for all your properties?
Me?
Well, I just made an order for 3,000. Sadly, they're not made in this country. They're mostly made in Korea.
Right.
Not North Korea.
No, certainly
they're not made in North Korea.
Certainly not.
They will be someday. Right now they're made in South Korea, and I mean, it's sad when you think about it.
Don King does our show. He's entertaining as all hell. I would never want him to represent me, obviously, but man, is he a fun guy to talk to.
No, he's great. He's a piece of work.
He's a piece of work.
He has, somebody said, what percentage of the purse does Don King take from the fighters?
Right.
I say 100%.
Yeah.
And they say, what do you mean 100%? I said 100%. So I say it kiddingly, but I mean, he's a hell of a guy in a certain way.
Right.
And he's a great character.
Yeah.
And Al Sharpton's a great character.
Yeah.
And if you know him, and again, I've known him, I don't know him in terms of what's going on now, but he really is. He's a good guy. He's doing his thing.
Right.
And I say, I don't know if you can say affectionately or not affectionately. There are many that would say that he's a con man. He's a pure con man.
So you're saying that the problem isn't really Sharpton, it's people who decide to use and call him. It's almost like the old thing, you knew I was a snake when you picked me up. It's like people who call this guy and ask for help when they know what he's like.
Right.
Look, when this Amy Pascal, who's running this big company, makes stupid statements, and those statements, I mean, she probably could have gotten out of that by saying, she the movie, she basically suggested 2 movies, so, people have certainly seen worse than that, right? Sure. And she's flubbering and half crying and everything else and saying she's going to have a meeting with Reverend Al Sharpton. I mean, this is a woman who's not not very bright or not very street smart or maybe both, but Alice, and I'm just saying, he's sitting back just licking his chops. He's saying, oh boy, I got another sucker coming down the pipe.
Right.
What a sucker. What a dumb sucker.
I would never meet with Reverend Al Sharpton. There can't be, nothing good could come out of that.
Well, you'd probably like him if you got to know him. But again, the word, and I say it and I've said it, he is doing his thing.
Right, I get it.
You are too. You got your show. You're doing your thing. He does his thing. And you have to understand that. And, you don't like it. You look at what's gone on for his whole life, and you don't like it. But, that's how he lives. That's how he lives. I mean, you might have been surprised by the article. I wasn't surprised by it, because that's him.
Right. Absolutely.
That was actually a very accurate article.
Really? So Celebrity Apprentice, I mean, you got a great cast this year.
We do. We have a great cast, and we're very proud of this is the 14th season of the.
Wow, really?
And, it's been number one show many, many times. And it's been a tremendous success. And it wasn't supposed to be. When they signed me, they just signed me to a one-year deal because they never even thought it would be, a chance of being picked up. And then it became the number one show on television. People went crazy. One critic said it could never be number one because women won't watch, because what woman wants to watch Trump? So then it became the number one show, and women were the biggest part of the audience, right? And this guy, I wrote him back. I said, I sent him his review with a very strong statement on it, a couple of words. Right. But anyway, but it became a tremendous success. And, one of the things that's great, we raised over $15 million now for charity.
Oh, good for you.
And so that's good. But, it's on tonight because it actually aired last night as a special, and then it will be on Monday night. So tonight it's on at 8 o'clock, and it's a double. It's 1 hour and then 1 hour.
Okay.
2 hours.
So it's one show and then one show, and it's going to be very exciting. I've never seen that on television where they do it for 2 hours, one show, but perhaps somewhere along the line. It's exciting, and so it's on Monday nights, actually.
It'll work. I'm charitable as well, sir. You raised $15 million with the Apprentice show. I cleared out my kids' toys room the other day, and I gave all the toys to charity.
That's great.
But he had taken them out of the box for sick kids anyway, so that's not a big
I know what you're talking about, too. Sometimes I'll see my boy and I'll see too many toys around. Right? Like, that, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, where they don't even look at them.
Right.
And you'll say, I want to give this to the poor children. And in my case, my boy, he doesn't give me a hard time about it. Sometimes he thinks about it a little bit.
Oh no!
But it's great. You have children, and they develop. They have toys, and then you have other kids with nothing. And I know exactly what you're saying, and it's a great feeling.
I sweep in after Christmas, and I call myself Evil Santa after the kids go to bed, and I freaking take out a whole bunch of their toys. You know what I even did? A few that they just unwrapped. I went, you know what? I know my kid's not going to play with this, right. So I put that in the box for the
they don't
poor
even
kids.
Miss them, right? In many cases, I do that too. I'll take 25% of them away.
Yes,
and I never hear any big commotion. It's like, they don't even miss them. They don't even know they're gone.
No clue, because everyone is very generous as far as my kids go, and I appreciate that. The company I use is Room to Grow, and guess what, Donald? I didn't even ask for the receipt so I could write it off on my taxes. I said, here you go. I don't even need a receipt. I'm doing this because I want to help people.
That's very nice. That's very nice. I'm glad you mentioned the name. In fact, send me some information. If you tell me they're good, I'll send them plenty of toys also, okay?
Room to Grow, I believe.
Yes, if you get me that information, I'll get some of Barron's toys. Will be sent there, okay?
Nice, very nice.
We won't tell Barron too much about it, but that's okay.
Hey, one other thing. The Cosby, you've come out talking about Cosby, huh? You think he's guilty, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, I do think he's guilty. And I think, if he wasn't, he'd be much stronger. I mean, I never saw a guy, he's accused of horrible things. At least the prince in England said, they put out a strong statement, right? That he didn't do it, and they don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
Of course, I'm not sure you necessarily believe that either.
Oh, that's the Prince Andrew thing. We haven't even discussed it yet.
Sucking tootsies, yeah.
But it's such a, it's such a terrible thing when somebody can, just make statements, and certainly you have to deny them. And I've been watching Cosby, the way he won't even respond. He puts the zipper on his mouth, right? Like he's doing something cool. And I know him, and I have never been a fan. I have not been a fan for a very specific reason. I won't get into it. Different, unrelated to this. But
I want to know why you're not a fan of Cosby.
Everybody wants to know. At some point, I'm going to say what it is.
How about you give us the big exclusive?
Yeah, we need a scoop.
We need a scoop, sir.
You know what? It's not that interesting. But honestly, I haven't been a fan. And the reason that Keisha, though, got fired, probably, is that she didn't call Cosby and ask him for a donation. And I would imagine maybe, the guy makes a lot of money. I would imagine maybe he would have given. Interestingly, though, that show was taped just before the revelations about Cosby, the big revelation.
Oh, wow.
Cosby. So it was just, but I said, why didn't you call Cosby and why didn't you get him to give you some money? She didn't do it. She didn't want to do it. She obviously has a big dislike for him. There was something strange there. That's going to be an interesting one. There was something strange going on with her and Bill Cosby, because she was on the show for years and she didn't want to call him and hadn't spoken to him for years, and sort of a strange deal right there, I think.
Can I fill in the blanks? You're talking about Rudy Huxtable, right? She's part of the cast of Celebrity Apprentice,
and she was.
Yeah, you're already saying
Well, she was fired last night.
Oh, last night.
Right, because it aired last night in a special, and she was the first one fired, and she was unable to raise money for charity.
Right.
Very little. And I said, why didn't you call Bill Cosby, who has a lot of money, and he would have given you a check, I think.
Yeah.
And she sort of didn't want to talk too much about it, and it sounds to me like she's not a big fan of his. Maybe she knew something.
Can I ask you too? Because these are not taped like day of. Was this taped before the allegations?
Just before.
Okay.
Just before it all came out.
And it was interesting because I actually would have been much different had I known that. But this was taped just before the allegations came out.
So you would have been smarter, and you would have kept Rudy on the show a little longer.
No, not really. Look, the one thing with The Apprentice, it's got great credibility, and I do the right thing. And I mean, I did the right thing. She's a very nice person, by the way. But she didn't raise money, and she didn't do as good a job as, actually, Geraldo Rivera in the case, in the other case. He was the other project manager who actually won last night.
Right.
So it was a good show.
How did they raise money? What did they do for the charity?
Well, they have to do different things. In this case, they were selling cakes and selling pies.
Okay. I got cut out then. I was down there.
And they raised a lot of money, almost $300,000 for a charity, for Geraldo's charity, and because he got the proceeds from both. So it's a great show, and it raises tremendous amounts of money, and a lot of people watch it, so it's good.
All right. With that said, Celebrity Apprentice is on tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC. Real Donald Trump on Twitter. You're a treat on Twitter, sir.
Well, we have some fun on Twitter. We have millions and millions of people, and we let it. The old expression, Howard Cosell, tell it like it is. Right?
Yeah.
I tell it like it is too, and you guys tell it like it is.
Well, we try, sir.
You guys do a good job, and it's an honor to be with you again. I haven't spoken to you in a long time.
When are we going to get the big invite to, I don't know, maybe see the penthouse at the Trump Tower or something?
Anytime you want to see anything, you just call me. I mean, you've always been a good friend, and we appreciate it.
But I don't have your phone number.
But you do. You do. Your office does because they call, but I'll give it to you. Okay. I know your office called, so I know they know how to get in touch with me. Your geniuses over there, they know how to get in touch with me.
I think me and Jim Norton are going to get a big invite in the very near future.
I think we are too.
That could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things? It shouldn't be a strange thing. It should just be a nice thing.
Yes.
It would be nice. We would love it.
Thank you.
Donald Trump. Always
Thank
a pleasure.
You very much.
I'm amazed by the fact that you've never had the flu. Keep that streak alive, all right?
I want to keep that. That's bad. I shouldn't have said that. I'll be calling tomorrow saying I'm really...
Jinx or something.
Terrible.
Right.
Anyway, but so far, so good.
Okay, sir. We're going to all watch Celebrity Apprentice tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Take
Donald Trump, thank
Goodbye.
you. All right, there he goes.
You know I was on last week, and I guess I got cut out.
Oh, you were... that?
I was dead serious.
Oh, I thought you were just fucking
Did
around.
you go to Gilbert's thing?
Yeah, I went to Gilbert's thing, and I bought,
pies?
Yeah.
You were nowhere on the episode.
Of course not. I did.
Wait, I watched every minute. You were not on it.
I didn't think so.
Seriously?
Yeah, I went down there and I bought pies.
I thought you were just fucking around. We could have said something to Donald why he cut you out of the episode.
Well, I mean, obviously I didn't. I just bought pies. I was there for a second. But
They showed a couple celebrities buying pies, though.
what'd they show?
They showed Maria Menounos buying pie.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, she's easy on the eyes, though, so they're going to keep her in the show.
Yep. Gilbert, I don't think they showed him, but Gilbert bragged about getting oh, you know what? He said, I'm trying to get a couple of comedians to stop by.
And he did.
Right.
He got me to stop by.
But as far as I knew, from watching it, he didn't get any because I didn't see any.
Yeah, well, you would never know that to watch the show, but I was down there buying pies.
Did you like the pie?
Were the cameras on when you were down there?
Let's hope so. I thought so. I wore shoes with lifts in them so I'd be above everyone.
So you'd be a little taller on TV?
I thought you were a little tall on radio.
Donald Trump is just so much fun to talk to.
What's he talking about? He's never had the flu.
But he will comment on anything, which I like. He's not. He's not a pussy, man. He talks about anything.
No.
I don't even like half of what he says. Today was fine, but he fucking guy will comment on anything.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
You hear what he was saying about Reverend Al Sharpton? Basically saying he's a good guy, but he's a shyster. He pretty much said that, right?
He kind of, skirted around. He was trying to say there's no flattering.
He just likes.
There's no flattering way to call him a con man.
He just likes when big personalities hang out with him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God, I love Donald Trump.
He's the man.
He's so pompous. He's never had the flu.
You know how great Donald Trump is? That show, the Celebrity Apprentice show.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours. I guess they're moving it to 1 hour, but it was 2 hours last night, and it has been 2 hours. A full hour of the show is Donald Trump's boardroom segment.
Oh, I know.
It's an hour long.
Oh, it's legendary because some of the celebrities that have done that show have said that sometimes you have to sit in there for 2-3 straight hours.
Oh, yeah.
And listen to him. And then they only use about, 10 minutes of it on the show.
Yeah, one of them said that, like,
we should have asked him about that. Fuck.
That he'll go off on these tangents that have nothing to do with the show, just to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Just to talk.
For a real long time.
About how he's never had the flu.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you think he's had the flu, right?
Yes. Of course he's had the flu.
What do you think? Do you think Todd and Jade are talking about it?
I don't know. Do you think Todd and Jade were able to sneak in as many "you're fired" jokes as you were?
Oh, they were all hits.
He ignored all of them.
I know he did.
He heard them.
Yes, he did.
He ignored them, though.
Unless his ears stopped working.
He absolutely heard all of them.
But he moved right along.
Yep. You want to do some Todd and Jade?
I'm curious as to what they're doing.
Well, our one of our favorite radio shows.
My favorite is the fucking proclamation of what it's going to be now. That's my main favorite.
Can we replay the dramatic open when he kicked Scott to the curb?
I think it's very important.
We're talking about Scott and Todd. You guys remember Scott and Todd. And then, Todd put Scott on the pay no mind list. And Scott said, "Oh, really? Look what I do now." And he just leaves and becomes like #1 in morning radio, I think.
And everyone was throwing Scott and Todd under the bus. And then some shining star of intellect realized that Scott was okay, not doing anything wrong.
Who's that?
Well, I don't know what to say. Not important. Celebrity Apprentice.
It wasn't the guy from the Celebrity Apprentice, was it?
I wouldn't know. I was on.
You were?
Yes, I was.
You weren't on officially.
Yes, I was.
I didn't see it. I watched the whole episode.
I got paid.
I loved that show.
You got paid to do it?
Nope.
So I think it's fair to say we hated Scott and Todd for a while.
Yeah, that's very
And then some kind of weird miracle happened, and now we just adore and love Scott Shannon.
Yep. Well, I think the hatred for Todd grew so much that you guys actually started to feel sorry for Scott.
We did, yeah.
He had to hang out with Todd.
We started feeling sorry for Scott. Yeah, very good. We hated him equally, and then we felt sorry because then we're realizing, wow, Todd just doesn't want anything to do with the fucking guy.
Right.
And then we were almost like, we don't blame Todd, but, give the guy a break. And then Scott proves everybody wrong because he leaves Todd, goes off and starts doing mornings for CBS FM and is killing it and sounds great. Sounds way better than he ever did with Scott and Todd.
Because he's doing what's natural to him. Right. Being himself.
And the ratings are through the roof. And Todd, who was finally left, to do it himself, his ratings not so good.
No. Now,
like horrendously bad.
I think that we should play his previous relaunch.
That was when Scott left initially.
Right.
Okay.
At the same time as we're playing these clips, because I've given you the clip of the intro for this relaunch.
Okay.
And it's important.
Wait, so he's relaunching again? How long has it been since Scott left? Not even a year.
It'll be a year at the end of this month.
Yeah, so 1 year.
So he failed miserably, and now they got to relaunch again.
Well, they gave him a year,
right?
And they decided that they're going to go ahead and relaunch again.
And those fucking guys called me. They weren't ready. They weren't ready.
They called you?
Yeah, I've said it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. PLJ was very interested.
You didn't say it to me when it was happening.
They didn't officially say. They didn't officially say it was
treatment. Huh?
Yeah, the old. We thought you were out of town.
They didn't officially say it was for mornings. I'll be honest with you.
But where else are they going to put you?
I don't know. Maybe to do the afternoon thing again. But they were definitely interested, but they weren't ready. They said to pull the old switch.
They wanted me to do traffic.
Okay, imagine.
They wanted me to do traffic. Yeah.
But anyway,
I am up in the traffic copter. Looks like a lot of it.
You got to get way more detailed than that. Yeah, that doesn't do anyone any good.
Traffic is fucking crazy.
You can't say the F word.
Oh, it's terrestrial.
Yeah, it's regular radio. You gotta kinda, you can say effing though.
Yeah.
They don't mind a good effing.
Looking at the LIA, a bunch of nosy cocksuckers slowing down to watch traffic.
You can't say that, although I would love to hear that every morning.
Bunch of nosy CSers.
shouldn't editorialize when you're doing traffic.
All right. Whatever radio station had Jim Norton from a helicopter cursing about the traffic, I would listen to that every single morning.
How would that channel work, though, if Todd was doing mornings with real traffic and then Opie was doing afternoons with Jim in the traffic copter cursing about...
How about you don't curse? How about, you know how much people would love a traffic report that actually gave a real opinion? Instead of, it looks like 20 minutes to Kosciuszko. If someone's like, hey, stop rubbernecking, you
cocksucker.
You idiots. Or just, if you can't curse,
right.
you know, whatever you want to say.
Right.
You bags of fudge.
That's fun.
That's not good insult.
Dog shit.
Hey, scumbags. Quit. There's an accident. It looks bad. Let's hope everyone's okay. Hey, you nosy creeps. Stop looking in the northbound lane. There's no reason for you to be in traffic. You have 3 perfectly good lanes.
The traffic report just becomes you yelling at people.
Yeah, what else is new? The Lincoln Tunnel, because a bunch of you dummies don't want to get Easy Pass, is now a 45-minute wait. If you all had Easy Pass, it would be 8 minutes. Die!
I would listen to that every day. Why hasn't one radio station decided to reinvent traffic and have something like that instead of the same mundane bullshit?
You should do it here.
All right, so we're going to take a peek at Todd. His last chance, I would have to say. Right? This is his last chance.
I mean, I guess, but it shouldn't have. The last chance should have already happened.
Well, they're giving him one more shot.
He may have had a 2-year deal.
He probably signed a 2-year deal, so he's got...
Well, he's given this one everything.
Really?
Oh, I listened to it already.
Is it good?
Yo, yeah, he's doing it. This one is like, I actually feel like, okay, we're starting to hear the real Todd. This one is the top of the heap.
Great. All right, I see you. So we're sort of doing Jocktober. We're kind of doing Jocktober right now.
I mean, I think we're more doing like, let's take some lessons on how to do a little radio.
Hey, guys, let's call it Jantober, because it's January. It'd be fun.
Doesn't make any sense.
All right.
Oh, boy. Greetings from Asbury Park, released 42 years ago. All right. Wasn't a hit for Bruce Springsteen. It was a hit for, Manfred Mann? Yeah. Little known fact, though, this is a Springsteen song.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, Springsteen wrote this thing, obviously, put it on Greetings from Asbury Park, didn't do that well, and then Manfred Mann said, hey, man, we want to take that song and do something with it. And it became a massive hit for Manfred Mann. Right, Eric? You know that shit.
Sure.
You don't know that shit.
No, I knew that.
That's too bad. Where's Dr. Steve?
I'm trying to get him. He's not answering.
Are you sure it's chilly in here? Because now I have the chills, and I thought it was the flu coming on.
That's a little chilly.
Because unlike Donald Trump, I'm going to get the flu.
Donald's never had it.
Sam has been giggling like a little idiot ever since Donald Trump.
Like a little girl.
But I've been giggling like a little idiot too because I think
another girl.
Because I think it's hilarious that Donald Trump is so pompous. He just told the world he's never had the flu. That's impossible.
It's a fabrication.
And you told me during the break that you think not only has Donald Trump gotten the flu, he gets it every year.
I believe Donald Trump has the flu every year, and he goes into his office and he's sniffling and he's sneezing on everything and he's snotting up all his employees and he's insisting that he's fine.
And they're like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, nothing, don't get me sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he can't admit that he has allergies because that means,
weakness.
It's a weakness. Exactly. So when he gets sniffly, what does he blame it on?
He pretends it's not happening.
At all?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, really?
By the Jews. He blames the Jews. The Mossad is after me. What are you eating, Sam?
That's just a little nut mix.
Or maybe he claims he's been poisoned or something.
No, they go like, can I get you a tissue, Mr. Trump? And he goes, no, I don't need a tissue.
Like he doesn't acknowledge that he has a runny nose.
He's trying to do Kenny's
that shows
power of
weakness.
positive thinking.
Yeah, his assistant walks in and just wipes his nose without speaking.
Yeah.
He'll be on the phone and she'll just dab at his nose and he'll just lean over and blow a big honker. It's never spoken about.
But never acknowledges that he could have a weakness.
He's trying to be stronger than...
You completely believe that he gets the flu every year, right?
Every year. At flu season, he travels all the time. He does a lot of business. He works in New York City.
But what does he do when he gets the flu? Does he go home and no one sees him for 2 weeks because he doesn't want anyone to see that he has the flu?
He goes into work.
You think he's in his bed with a whole bunch of tissues?
No, he goes into work. He wears his suits. He has snot stains on the cuffs of his suit jackets, and he gets all his employees sick.
You think when no one's looking, he's just wiping his nose with his red tie?
Yeah.
And then he just replaces red ties all day long.
And he sits in his office and he rubs his nose between his eyes and he just goes, and then somebody comes in and he pretends he wasn't doing anything. What?
Yeah. So he knows he gets the flu every year, but he doesn't want to acknowledge it.
Right, and he won't truly admit it to himself.
Half the times he's on the phone, I'll bet you he's sitting on his own little wastebasket shitting.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's true because he doesn't want everybody to see him going into the company restroom.
Right.
So he has diarrhea. When he has diarrhea, he does it in his wastebasket by his desk.
So we got this figured out. He absolutely gets the flu every year.
Every year.
He knows he gets the flu every year.
Yeah.
But he doesn't lead on to.
Panicking.
I am panicking. Fuck the bit.
He doesn't let on.
Done. Let on is what I
He
meant
won't
to
let
say.
on, and he shits in his wastebasket.
To anyone that he actually has the flu.
And, then the assistant comes in and just swaps out the wastebasket. It's never talked about.
That's it.
So he has to pay the assistant well, because that person would talk eventually and say, "Hey, I have to announce that Donald Trump absolutely gets the flu every year."
Well, no, she's afraid if she doesn't do what she's told, she's going to hear, "You're fired."
You're fired.
That's right. And there's a clause specifically citing the shit bucket when you sign on.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Silence
SB.
thing.
All right, let me go to Dr. Steve quickly, and then we have some radio business to take care of. Dr. Steve.
Hello.
Do you think Donald Trump gets the flu every year?
I don't know if he gets it every year.
Because he doesn't get the flu shot. He doesn't believe in injecting the flu into your body.
Right. Well, even when we have a pandemic flu, the majority of people don't get the flu. It just is a lot more than usual. When the flu epidemic that killed 1% of the Earth's population in 1918 really only affected about 10% of the world. So. And of those, 10% died. So it was a bad episode. But the vast majority of people didn't get influenza that year, even though it was the worst influenza epidemic we've ever had. So
you sound like you might have the flu.
No, I'm good. It's just,
okay.
Statistically, it's not impossible that Donald Trump could never have gotten the flu. He could just be the luckiest man on earth.
But, by the way, he's not the first billionaire that I've heard say that he doesn't get sick.
Yeah, he's superhuman, this Donald Trump. All the hands he shakes, he's a businessman. You got to shake a lot of hands. He had to have had the flu.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this. I'm going to obsess about this all day. It's going to make me laugh all day long thinking of Donald Trump announcing he's never had the flu and he doesn't get the flu shot. That's an amazing thing.
All the other things he's done.
All right.
But anyway.
Can you just help me out so I can move on with the fucking show?
Here's the thing.
I got the flu in my house right now.
We didn't get to finish our conversation yesterday.
Why? Were you too fucking busy?
One of you guys came faster? Get it? Dirty talk.
Pillow talk.
Yeah.
No, you finished the conversation by giving me an article to read.
Right, and then anyway.
This is the benefits of having a friend that's a doctor. I don't have to read articles anymore. You just tell me what's going on.
True. I sent you that article so it wouldn't just be me saying these things. I'll follow up with a little article just to show that I'm not making this stuff up. But one thing that we can do in household contacts of people who have confirmed influenza, that's someone that has flu-like symptoms and has a positive flu test.
Right.
Then those people, to prevent disease, can take a drug called Tamiflu or Relenza. I kind of prefer Relenza, to be honest with you. It's inhaled medication. And it is a powder that you inhale into your lungs.
Fuck yeah!
Causes a lot less nausea than the Tamiflu does.
Tamiflu causes nausea?
In some people. Like my wife can't take it. If she takes one, it just touches her lips and she starts puking. So
what's wrong with your wife? Tell her to get over it.
Exactly. It's the same effect you have on her. So wait, this stuff, when do you take it? Like if you think you're getting the flu or once you have it?
No, you can, if you've had a known contact with an influenza patient, then you can start taking it right away.
All right, so what do I do?
Well, you get a doctor to call you in a prescription for it if you have been exposed to a known contact. So if someone in your family has been actually diagnosed with influenza, not just thinks they have the flu.
How about this, Dr. Steve? How about a little package arrives at my apartment a little later today, or I lose your number?
Sure.
That's not going to help him get the package to you faster. You should say, if a package arrives, I'll lose your number.
Oh, if you're going to use that kind of leverage on me.
I mean, what the heck? Excuse me.
I took some emergency, but I've been sweating. So far, I've been sweating, and now I got the chills, but then Jimmy said it's a little chilly in here.
It is nippy.
Yeah.
I feel fine, but I just know the odds are I'm going to get this fucking thing now.
Yeah,
so what do I do right now?
Well, that's what you do. If it's truly influenza, now if it's just one of these other myriad of other fucking viruses that are out there, viruses got to live too. There's not much you can do. This might be still, a sequela of the Judy Gold incident. So,
Right. Yeah, we should have got sick when Judy was in here. We skated on that one, which was nice.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, maybe you did. Maybe the virus that she had a 2-week incubation time. Who knows?
Who knows is right. All right, so...
Anyway, but just call me after the show. We can talk.
All right, sir. Thank you. How many times have you had the flu?
I had it once, and it was last year, and it was a MFer because I had a fever of 105, and I thought I was going to die.
How long did you have it for?
Well, my company made me stay out of work for 7 days. I caught up on a lot of Netflix stuff, so that was one positive.
Jeez, 105.
I only had the 105 temp for a day, and then, it dropped down to about 101 for a couple of days. And then after that, I felt okay, but I got on the Tamiflu right away. That's one trick with this Tamiflu, by the way, is to get it started as soon as you can. If you do get influenza, you got to start it within the first 48 hours, or it doesn't do any good. And it's not a perfect drug either. It's not. There's Tamiflu resistant strains of.
Should I get a flu shot today?
It's never too late to get the flu shot. The only time you don't want to get the flu shot is if you actually have been diagnosed with influenza or have a fever. Other than that, you can get it any time. And, like in these nursing homes, if an influenza epidemic starts and it's not time for flu shots, or it's they'll just go in and start vaccinating everybody, and it does seem to help to keep those nursing home epidemics down.
All right.
So anyway, there you go. The flu shot's good. It isn't as good this year because they missed the major strain when they made the vaccine. The problem is there's a 4-month lead time to making these vaccines, so they got to just guess which strains are going to hit the United States this year, and they fucked it up this year.
Oh, they didn't get the variant right.
That's exactly right.
Oh, I see, Dr. Steve.
Let me ask you, Dr. Steve, what happens if you take these Tamiflu or the other one that you snort? What if you take them when you don't have the flu?
Well, it will prevent you. It will decrease the odds that you would get the flu.
Nice.
During that period.
Nice.
But other than that, it won't do anything.
But I mean, it won't be.
Is that what you're? Yeah. I mean, you're asking if you take it for no reason.
Basically, me and Jimmy will be on this. What is it called? Tamiflu. We'll be on it by noon today.
I'm
Both
worried
of us.
I'm worried about getting sick, so I'm shooting in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm worried about.
Jimmy's got to be taken care of, and I'm a fucking pussy when I get sick, so I want to make sure I don't get sick.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
so we'll both be on the
sucks.
Tamiflu.
There's no question about that. And
it's just a matter of how we're getting it today.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. All right, sir. If you have a few samples, you might want to send them our way. All right?
I wouldn't know anything about that, but we'll talk after the show.
Of course.
Thanks, Dr. Steve.
You're the best, Dr. Steve.
All right, we'll see you.
All right. Happy holidays. Hope you had a good one. We should ask him about his Christmas. This guy, all right, one more, and then we're moving on. Eric in New York, go ahead.
Hello. I just wanted to say that I believe Donald 100%. I agree with his not taking the flu shot. I personally have not had the flu since '76, and I can't understand the logic of injecting oneself with flu, virus, dead or otherwise.
Well, I get the flu every year, but then I started doing this flu shot only about 5 or 6 years ago, and I went 5 or 6 years in a row without getting the flu, so it worked for me.
I agree there. It's the personal immune system.
Right.
My wife gets the flu shot every year because she gets sick easily.
Right. All right, but you're saying you haven't had the flu since 1976. This guy hasn't had the flu.
Well, I believe that guy, because that guy doesn't make a living out of trying to put off this image that he's better than everybody that's ever existed. I believe this gentleman.
You think Donald Trump has a little of that in him?
A little bit at times.
But this guy, he's up to 38 years without the flu. But Donald Trump is basically saying he's up to about 60 years. How old's Donald Trump? 60-something?
I'm sure.
All right, Eric, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so Donald Trump has not had the flu ever, and Eric hasn't had the flu since 1976.
I believe he gets it every single year.
Time to talk about our favorite radio host, Todd Pettengill.
Mm-hmm.
Pettengill, right?
Yes. Pettengill.
Yeah. So last we left the people, where were we with this Todd guy?
We enjoyed the show, and we thought he did a great intro for the new show.
Yeah, he was killing it on his own. We had listened for years to Scott and Todd together.
Right.
Wasn't our favorite show. We did poke fun a little bit.
Right.
But Todd ventured out on his own.
Right.
Scott ventured out on his own. And, ratings-wise, Todd wasn't quite where Scott was, but still making a go of it. And I think we just respected his hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And his desire to change the game a little.
Yeah, and I mean, he kept some of the old standards, sure, but he was really...
Can we refresh everyone's memory by playing the big intro after Scott was kicked to the curb?
Well, he thought this was the not only relaunch of the show...
Right.
But the relaunch of his career...
And radio in general.
And the relaunch of the industry.
Reinventing the entire industry.
Yeah, and they say you can't reinvent the wheel, but
right.
Todd said, I believe you can.
So a year ago, almost to the day,
well,
Scott was kicked to the curb, and this is how Todd started his first show by himself, right?
Yes, really good. It really gives you the chills in a good way.
And then after that, we're going to give you the update.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we sit here today in 2015.
Tell me this doesn't get you pumped.
Right. But this was a year ago. He was about to reinvent himself, the morning show, and radio in general.
I listen to this every morning.
Oh, God. I forgot about this part.
Good. Yeah, this is opening. It's good.
This radio station has been home to some of the greatest broadcasts in the history of our industry.
Not really.
The ghosts of legends walk these hallowed halls, and the whispers of greatness can be heard at every sunrise. Yet there are some people who say that what we're attempting to do can't be done.
Pause. Did they say that you were attempting to nosedive? Because that certainly could be done.
This could be the greatest fucking production piece ever, by the way.
It's the piano in the back that makes me really happy. Whatever instrument that is.
Legends walk those halls, and
hallowed halls.
And you could hear their whispers
of greatness in the morning.
All those people were kicked out the fucking window, basically, when they were done with them.
Did Scott...
radio has no respect for anybody.
Did Scott Shannon decide to go to a new station just to try something new, or was he muscled out by Todd?
He was about schmitted.
That's right.
If you want some help with the show, Todd, remove some of the boxes or something.
They basically said, beat it, stupid. We don't need you anymore. And that's what happens in radio. They have no respect for anybody that ever did anything good for the company.
Bull sugar, you got to listen to this. This will get you pumped. This is good.
As soon as they're done with you, they make believe you never worked for the company or the radio station. That's how this business works.
You
right?
don't agree?
No way. I think this gets me pumped.
All right, let's continue. And what did he say in there? What we're about to...
What we're attempting to... Some say what we're attempting to do...
Right.
Is impossible.
Right.
Yes.
Something like that.
And I think what they said, what they were attempting just to really take the radio station out of public view. I think
keep it on the air, but make sure no one ever hears it.
That's why this is fun to listen to a year later, because he attempted and it failed miserably.
So the people who said it were impossible, they were all 100% right.
They were 100% right.
They couldn't have been right.
And all those people got to get the flu too, by the way, because they're normal people.
Yep.
And the whispers of greatness can be heard at every sunrise. Yet there are some people who say that what we're attempting to do can't be done. that you can't save a dying industry or reinvent a medium whose time has seemingly passed. They believe that satellite and digital radio have already robbed us of our audience and that our best days are behind us.
You believe that?
Well, I got news for you. These battle-tested microphones could tell 1,000 stories, but none greater than the unwritten.
Every story they would probably say is who had bad breath. That's what every story would be.
You know how much those migrophones must stink if they're still using the same microphones?
Battle tested. First of all, what battles? Every time we insult you, you pretend you didn't hear it. these battle tested white flags that we wave. What are you talking about?
Their act of battle is to take down their Facebook page. So
Absolutely.
No one can see it.
These battle tested microphones smell like our own asshole. Just when we shove them in.
Yeah, you just smell bad breath on these mics. That's about it.
But none better than the story that's about to be told. This is the best story ever. Which I don't disagree with them now that I've heard it.
Yeah. I love this production piece. You pick up on new things every time you play it.
Well, it's especially great to listen to in hindsight.
Even looking back.
Yeah, because this is a year ago. What you're hearing, this all failed.
All of it.
Every single thing you're hearing failed miserably.
Where you said to yourself, I think this is going to fail. It did.
It did. Continue.
Well, I got news for you. These battle-tested microphones could tell 1,000 stories, but none greater than the unwritten story about to be told. And I make you this promise on the 24th day of February 2014.
Pause, please.
Oh, boy, here's the promise.
No, but it's the way he sets it up like he's reading a great old British proclamation. I make you this. It's not speaking normally or conversationally. I make you this promise on the 24th day.
Right.
Oh, what are you, a fucking Harry Potter novel?
I mean, he went from a show, though, that did mainly fake prank phone calls and song parodies to, like, what were some of the staples, Eric, of the new show?
I don't think there really were, because he tried something for a couple weeks and then they quickly pulled it and they said just stick to news stories.
Right.
Just the fake prank.
He wasn't
phone
doing the
call
phone. Yeah, because he did a prank phone call every hour on the half hour.
Oh my God! Every hour you had to listen to that
every hour on the
garbage?
half hour, and then after a few weeks, it was every other hour on the half hour.
At least when we failed miserably, we could guarantee we're not going to do it again the next hour. You know what I mean?
You're like, okay, that did not work.
We'll never do that again.
Right. We'll fail doing something else.
Yeah. At least we'll fail trying something different.
Something else I found out here, too, and based on the production here. So this was his first day as the Todd Show on February 24th of 2014.
On this day in February the 24th that we heard. You didn't say it right.
Say it right.
I apologize. I'll let Todd do that.
Please.
Scott and Todd's last show was February 7th. So they had hired this new girl at the beginning of December. He didn't even make it a full year. He made it just over 9 months before they said this isn't working.
Yeah, we'll give the whole update, but we've got to go back to this fine production piece, which is almost a year old now.
Let's hear the date again, Erica. I like the dramatic proclamation of the date. Ye old English.
But none greater than the unwritten story about to be told. And I make you this promise on the 24th day of February 2014. I say to those people and others like them, you are wrong. And here's why.
Okay.
As I speak to you just after 6 a.m. on a typical Monday morning, somewhere out there is a mom who's been up all night with a sick kid.
Yeah.
Or a dad who's coming home.
And that kid dies, so now mom has to go coffee shopping.
Jesus. What a bummer of a morning.
No. So they won't be listening to this show.
What the fuck?
Their mind's on other things.
Yes. Yeah, she's been up with a sick kid all night, and now she has to go and find a teeny tiny little
God, wow. It's parents' worst nightmare.
It's terrible news. That was Jesus.
Certainly is on a typical Monday.
I would hate for Todd to deliver that news to me.
Oh, but it'd be preferable to listening to the program.
True.
All right.
Somewhere out there is a mom who's been up all night with a sick kid. Or a dad who's coming home from his second job who just wants to take a minute to laugh.
Pause. No, he doesn't. He wants to fuck his wife and go to sleep.
Exactly.
If he worked all night, he doesn't want to laugh. He's been laughing with his buddies on the job all night.
True.
Drinking. All he wants to do is pat his kid on the head.
And blow a load.
And blow a load in his wife's mouth and then fucking eat a liverwurst sandwich and go to bed.
Why liverwurst?
Because that's a great fucking sleeping food. It's a nice caked fucking liver patty.
It's blue collar. You
Blue
work the
collar,
overnight
regular
shift,
go.
You go home, you have a liverwurst sandwich.
Last thing you want to do is laugh. He's been up all night. He's tired.
But he's working a second job and he wants to laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's a burglar. He's a fucking criminal.
Stop overthinking this shit. Just talking. Hopefully someone out there's entertained.
Yeah, and why couldn't a person who's worked all night listen to satellite or digital radio?
Well, maybe the guy just wants to hear his favorite fucking song that the radio station doesn't play anymore because they play 20 stupid songs and that's it.
And let's say he does want to laugh.
Right.
What could he possibly get out of Todd's show?
Yeah, he wants to get a good laugh.
Well, that's
phone call.
Nice prank phone call.
Yeah. Hey, I make this proclamation on the 24th day of February. This is Mike McDuty.
Jimmy was the one that turned us all around, by the way. Because we were obsessing about how bad Scott was at the time. Yes. Like I said, he has moved on, and he truly sounds great. Yes. I can't believe it's the same guy. But Jimmy was the one that slowly said, why are you guys focusing on Scott so much? Todd is the one you really want to focus on. And now we obsess about it.
You mean his fake voices and his refusal to acknowledge his co-host?
Yes. Let's continue with the great Open from a year ago when he was supposed to reinvent everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Or a dad who's coming home from his second job who just wants to take a minute to laugh with someone who feels like family. I believe they want to know that the people in this room feel what they feel, live what they live, and see what they see. And you can't do that in some windowless, colorless, passionless...
Pause. I guess that's what you need to make someone laugh, a window.
Yeah.
As opposed to saying funny or edgy things, just look out the window and comment.
Yeah.
It's raining out.
Hilarious.
That's what I needed, to look at my fat wife after working 18 hours.
As he's driving home in the rain, you need some guy with a wacky voice to remind you that it's shitty weather outside.
Yeah, hey, I bought a gumball from your store and it blew up and killed everyone like 9/11. What? It's terrible.
Just trying things.
I'm just trying to be funny.
What's your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Gumball McBlower-Upper.
It's so specific to
This is Gummy Kabloomenschnutz.
Staggering lack of subtlety.
Yeah, sure.
You got me snorting.
I chewed your gum for so long my jaw fell off.
Wow. Oh, God, the Kanye West, Paul McCartney tweets are fucking fake, you idiots. Fuck.
Yep. Sam bought it. He did?
No.
Yes, he did. He tweeted it. Chip retweeted him.
Fuck. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I think Jim retweeted him.
No, Chip.
Fox News just showed, as we're trying to have fun with this Todd thing, they showed 10 tweets of people tweeting that they didn't know who Paul McCartney was and that Kanye West is a great guy for giving this Paul McCartney a chance and all that, right? This is what really happened. A few people actually did tweet that. Now people are doing it as a fucking goof, and Fox News doesn't want to acknowledge that part of the story.
Well, yeah, I mean, anybody that's tweeting that after the story has become a story is obviously
fucking around with it.
Yes.
So why wouldn't Fox News say, well, now the story's become, people are now having fun with the fact that a couple dopes out there didn't know who Paul McCartney was, so now they're trying to jump on the bandwagon. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just drove me nuts. Can we get back to the Todd thing? Oh, and the Jim Rome marching band story. We got to do that one, too. Okay. Go ahead, Eric. Back to the intro from a year ago.
And you can't do that in some windowless, colorless, passionless makeshift studio that used to be a coat closet. I, for one, don't believe that the people of the tri-state area want to listen to some dillweed who doesn't know the difference between a TV show and the real Jersey Shore.
Can you pause? Well, what do you? We can tell you something else people don't want to listen to. Your show.
Oh, is that schmaltzy?
Yeah, dillweed. Oh, easy with the harsh talk. He's the jerk of all jerks. Stupid McCartney. So what is he killed Lennon? That's his big insult.
What was he trying to say? I'm a local guy. I know what Jersey really is about.
Yeah, I've been down there.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah, hey, this is the situation. I got good abs.
Continue. This was supposed to take 2 minutes, but this intro is so good. You gotta stop it a lot.
Let's be fucking pumped.
Hit it.
State area want to listen to some dillweed who doesn't know the difference between a TV show and the real Jersey Shore. So to paraphrase a scene from one of my favorite movies, this is our opportunity to rise from the ashes and grab glory.
Can you pause? Is this jerk off? Please tell me he's not quoting Independence Day. What's that quote from? This is our opportunity to rise from the ashes and grab glory?
Yes, he said.
It's a Phoenix reference. Right?
I know that if that's Independence Day, I'm going to fucking smash my face into the console.
Well, it's from something.
Oh, We Are Marshall, it looks like.
We Are Marshall?
What's that?
Is
that Amps?
Yeah, it's a football movie.
Yeah, that was it.
Gary wrote a story.
We Are Marshall, isn't that the team? Sorry.
A bunch of cops? Okay.
Sorry. I should shut my fucking mouth. Let you perform. We Are Marshall, that's the football team that died in a plane crash, right? Yes. And then they rose from the ashes and became something after that. It was actually a pretty good movie.
My favorite quote from that movie was,
Okay.
This is our opportunity to rise from the ashes and grab glory. We are New York. We are New Jersey. We are Long Island. We are
nauseous. Sorry, I shall let it play through.
We are Marshall. Yeah, that was in that movie. We Are Marshall.
Yeah.
He's doing a whole We Are Marshall thing. He's trying to grab for glory?
Yeah.
He's just quoting a movie from 2006, and even last year, Jersey Shore had been off the air for many years.
No kidding. We were done with the Jersey Shore thing. Is this thing almost over?
Yeah, let that. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt that part. That part was really good.
Let it play through, dude.
Yeah.
We are
low rated.
We are
getting a female co-host.
We are.
What are you doing? Let it play.
You got that.
Just doesn't see it coming.
Hey,
we are Long Island. We are
Connecticut. Name more places.
We are you.
You're also bored and embarrassed and nauseous. That's good.
Hell, would you want to be Todd? He's basically saying, "We are you." Oh, God.
No, you're not me.
Right.
You're not me. I'm in a windowless, colorless little studio, remember?
No windows.
You're looking out the window, being hilarious. Look at that sign. It's high up in the air.
You see that tree?
Yeah. I am you. I see the same tree.
Oh, God. Asshole. Is that it?
We are you. Turn off your Spotify, shut down your Pandora, and you can't be Sirius XM. New York's hometown.
Turn off your iHeartRadio. Oh, wait.
You can't be Sirius XM. That was a little shot at us, right?
That was.
I want to make sure shot. Every time. Okay. All right.
And you can't be Sirius XM. New York's hometown radio station is back. It's time to show them how it's done.
That was it? So that was about 11 months ago, 10 and a half months ago.
The only thing is the listenership for New York's home radio station is so very, very low, and the population is so very, very high. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know
where that fits into.
Well, here's your update. That was 10 and a half months ago. It failed miserably.
Yeah, it did.
It was a bunch of garbage. He didn't reinvent anything.
No, he did the same show.
And he pretty much did the same exact show after that big over-the-top intro without Scott.
Yes.
Without Scott. So the bigwigs over there were like, oh, fuck. So they got this lady, this woman, Jade.
Yeah, Jade.
Who some are saying already that it's going to be her show within a year.
Oh, no.
So she comes in, she does a little radio with Todd, and then they go, beat it, Todd. And the prediction is that it's going to be her show sooner than later. Jade is the one that indirectly killed a listener. The We for We. She's the We for We lady.
Is she really? I totally support her.
She changed her name and everything.
Oh God! Why change your name?
She changed her name. She reinvented herself. I guess she is a good broadcaster. I don't know. I don't know much about
She's a great broadcaster.
I just know the We for We thing. And after that all went down, she took a little time off, then reinvented herself, and now she's made it to the big time.
Okay.
The Todd Pettengill Show at PLJ here in New York.
That's not what it's called.
Oh, really?
That's not what it's called.
It was called the Todd Pettengill Show.
Maybe it was before, but I'm saying today.
I'll put the Todd Show. They probably shortened it to make it more powerful.
That's not what it's called.
So
Todd in the morning.
That's not what it's called.
What's it called?
The name of the show? It's revamped.
Oh, by the way, to be fair, this Jade broad, whatever her name was for We, she was the one that was basically saying, I don't know if this is a good idea. I remember the tape. She was the one going, I don't know. People can die from this type of shit. And then I think it was the guy who was like, oh, shut the fuck up. We're doing this. Yeah. Is that how it went down, Eric? Kind of?
Yeah.
Right?
And then
she's all right,
at
though.
One point,
she's good to look at.
The contestant was like, this is kind of hurting. And the guys are like, no, we got to keep going.
Right. And she's like, I don't know. Why is she holding Todd lovingly like it's a rom-com poster?
She's saying goodbye.
You can see the name of the show.
Their teeth look nice and naturally colored, too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Todd and Jade in the morning.
Todd and Jade in the morning is the name of the show.
So now now they're trying another thing. How many things are they going to try before they realize Todd's the problem?
Wow.
I hate radio. How many things do you have to try before you realize it was in front of your face the whole time?
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's the common element here?
Right. Why do we keep trying new things that aren't really new?
No.
And she doesn't know him from a hole in the wall, right?
Well, I think
so. Why is she holding him lovingly in the promotional shot?
She's hugging him in the photo, so they must get along well.
Well, she's behind him because she's about to fuck him in the ass and take his show.
So was today the first morning with Todd and Jade?
Yeah, today was the debut. Today was the relaunch, the relaunch.
Another relaunch?
What promise did he make on this 5th day of January, 2015?
Well, that's why we played the dramatic intro, because this reinvention is a lot different.
Well, here's the thing.
There's no pomp and circumstance.
The last reinvention, he was obviously very, very happy about. So he wanted to make it into a big deal for himself. You know? Whereas this reinvention, he just decided to play it a little differently.
And we got that, right?
Good morning, everyone. There's a cunt in the studio.
Here it is. This is how they started.
This is
a little different than the intro we just played for everybody.
And I'll write your name.
Todd and Jade are waking up Brooklyn.
On New York's 95.5 PLJ.
You see what happens? You go away for a few days and they change the whole name of the broadcast. Oh, my God. It's Todd and Jade in the morning. We'll introduce you to Jade. That's her right over there, sitting right there.
What's up?
Hi, Jade. How are you?
It's rude to point.
It's a little bit different than Tampa, Florida.
Yeah. My friends are already sending me those really horrible, screen captures of it. Oh, it's 85 here today. I'm like, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, listen, we hope you had a great New Year, everyone. We'll introduce you to Jade as we get going here. We'll let you know a little bit.
You're talking to her!
Well, you got to play the music under the music bed under. Is important.
But you're talking to her. We're going to introduce you to her in a little while. You're already talking to her.
He's desperately trying to control the situation. She's wresting his show from him.
Yeah.
Wresting his show.
He's giving her as little mic time as he possibly can.
Yeah, she's well, then again, he did give her a half a second, and she said, my friends are texting me how warm it is.
Yeah.
And you heard a collective, who gives a shit in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No.
It's a terrible story.
Jeremy in Poughkeepsie, you're missing the best part. Scott's ratings are now huge. No, we said that. He's killing it without Todd.
Scott is doing really well. Todd is doing very poorly.
I feel like I'm fucking million share or something. Go ahead.
Here, everyone. We'll introduce you to Jade as we get going here. We'll let you know a little bit about her and what's going on. But a little bit about you right now. Cold and 38. That's what you'll be experiencing. But it will feel like 18 to 22 with winds of 30 miles an hour today.
All right, Todd, I've had it. You're a stupid shit. No one gives a fuck about weather. They give a fuck about your new co-host.
He doesn't.
That's why he's bombing.
That's why you're the worst fucking broadcaster. Everyone has weather on their phone. They don't need you to fucking recite it.
That's why you're bombing.
The story is you got a new co-host. Start talking to her.
Stop playing the fucking music beds. Just be, stop thinking you're being real by being dramatic. Just talk to the hot chick who killed somebody with water.
What is he doing?
He wants everybody to know that, yeah, technically it's called Todd and Jade.
But I'm still the man.
I'm the man, and she's not really that big of a deal anyway.
Yeah, it's not even her name.
He's already putting her on the pay no mind list by doing the weather instead of talking to her.
She, in her first day, has been cemented on the pay no mind list.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on. She
So
told
he's
me
not happy about this change.
No, he is not.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I
That's
bet you
my
the company's like, no, this is good. This is good for everybody.
He is livid about the fact that his whole thing, he spent years trying to muscle out Scott.
Right.
Scott goes on to be successful, and Todd only gets 10.5 months before they couple him with somebody else again. And it's
because
a chick.
Because he just can't do it on his own.
He can't.
And the reason is because he keeps being this fucking cornball radio. He might look, who knows what he'd be like if he just did what he wanted to do. But you stop giving the fucking weather. Yeah, it's 38. It's gonna shut up.
No kidding.
Gives a fuck about that.
You could say like, it fucking sucks. It's so fucking cold out there.
Yeah.
But you don't actually do just a straightforward weather break.
How about this? It's cold. You want to see how cold? Pick up your iPhone.
Right.
That's how cold.
Exactly.
But without the weather break, he could not assert or put out there that the weather is more important than announcing his co-host.
Well, what else? There must have been more with her.
Well, we get to know Jade with her very first story.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he goes back to introduce her.
In the same break?
95.5 PLJ, 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning, everyone.
He's got a weak voice, too. I just want to point that out.
Well, how do you
His voice is a little weak.
He's trying to come back from La Vida Loca with as much enthusiasm as
Is that La Vida Loca?
Yeah. That was La Vida Loca.
What time did they start in the morning? 5:30?
6.
Well, that was the first break then.
No, this was the second. This is now the second.
No,
break.
now you had to wait another, what? They play a lot of music over there?
6.
Yeah. Well, no, because he did the first break,
right,
and then he
Played a
did
couple
the
more
weather.
songs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
and then he played La Vida Loca,
Oh, I
and
see,
then
I
he came
see.
back again.
Okay.
But he had to make room for he read the weather and played La Vida Loca before he announced who his
well, yeah,
co-host
play some
was.
songs.
Yeah,
Because he's still following a dumb format clock.
because it's his. He's
That's
like,
the
no,
death of radio when you follow a fucking format
So
clock.
I say to heck with the clock.
Jade, we'll get to you. We'll get to you later, right? We got to do La Vida Loca first.
Song, weather, sports, another song, and then we'll start talking.
God, yeah, those radio consultants should literally be put fucking feet first into those. What are those things that chop up trees?
Back? Oh, shredder?
Yeah,
like,
shredder.
Like a tree shredder thing?
A wood.
Wood chipper?
What's that?
Fuck. That's why I was trying to say it the other way.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Wood chipper. I'll bet you would too.
He knows what I mean, right, babe?
That's gross.
Yeah, let's get to know Jade with her very first story here.
We sound a little different today. It's because we're introducing a new member of our broadcast, Jade Donovan, who comes to us from Tampa, Florida.
Woo!
And
Hey, girl, hey.
I think you should tell everyone about yourself in exactly 15 seconds.
Yeah, what am I going to say in 2 minutes?
No, I'm not giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah, right?
15 seconds.
15 seconds, go. My Match.com profile.
This is why they suck.
How about just a real conversation?
Right, because some dumb program director is breathing down their back going, look, you only have 15 seconds to announce the new co-host because we got to stick with our format clock.
My theory is
So dumb.
Todd does not have to stick to any format clock, but he's holding on to the controls as
really?
tight as he possibly
you
can.
think?
As she is wrestling his show from him.
Yeah, he does not like giving up an ounce of control, so he's just adding in rules.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make sure that he's still in charge, and he wants to be able to go and tell the manager, hey, it's a good thing we got to that song on time. It's a good thing I'm in there, it's a good, we don't need too much of Jade, right?
Now, we got to just stick to the clock. People turn this on. They want to hear a little bit of laughter and they want to hear the weather. What are they going to do? Look at their phones like they do every 10 seconds anyway?
Right. Whatever audience they have, they would really want to know about this Jade broad.
Yeah, who is this bitch?
Well,
Exactly.
it's not like you can get La Vida Loca from Spotify or Pandora.
Sure you
or
can.
All right.
Oh, can
Didn't he say to get rid of all that?
Yeah.
So he should get rid of the music in general when he can.
The battle-tested mics are playing La Vida Loca.
First live show in 2015, we're playing La Vida Loca.
That song's got to be 15 years old by now. It has to
It's
be.
more than 15 years old.
That's more than
That's a
15 years
90s
ago?
song, I think.
Wow.
No, I'm not giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah, right?
15 seconds.
15 seconds, go. My Match.com profile.
Is this the first time you've ever worked in a cold weather climate?
Yes. This is the first time I've ever lived in a cold weather
'Cause you're
climate.
from Cali.
Grew up in California.
By way of Florida.
Lived in
Can you pause?
Florida for 7 years.
Here's another thing he's doing. Stop fucking letting your voice be in there, motherfucker. Let her talk for a minute. Stop proving that you're on the show.
Right.
They know you're on the show. She can tell you where she's from.
Right.
So you're from here, I'll just say it, and then you can go, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that shit?
You're from California, is that correct?
Yes. You're not interviewing her.
And they didn't bring her in to be the whole.
No, they brought her in to be the host.
Yeah, they brought her to be the host. She's the whole.
She's not a whole.
I back Jade 100%. Anyone that has committed a homicide.
We're Team Jade on this one.
We're Team Jade.
Team Jade all the way.
You want to see a murderer snatch Todd Show
I
away?
fucking love Jade. I do. I think I respect the fact that she came back after that. Good for her.
Yeah.
What was her real name? I'm trying to see.
I want to kiss her.
Doesn't matter what her real name was.
I want to hug her.
Trish?
I think it was Patricia Sweet was the name she used.
Trisha Sweet. What's her real name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably some weird name. Brenda Farden Cunt. FARDENCUNT with an E.
It's not broadcast friendly.
Brenda Farden Cunt. Because she's afraid they'd say fart and cunt like they did all through high school.
When you were growing up, if there was a girl in your class whose last name was Fart and Cunt.
The first time I heard it, I would yell, fart and cunt. I would have went right for the obvious.
In Florida for 7 years, and then came up here. Don't know how to shovel snow, don't know anything about it.
Oh, no.
My daughter is 2. She refuses to wear a jacket, so I'm wondering how that's even going to work.
How about you be a good parent and put the jacket on her? How about you don't leave it up to her? She's fucking 2.
She's calling the shots.
Yeah, she refuses to not get into cars with strangers, so she's been kidnapped 8 times.
Where did she kill the listener, Eric?
KDND, which was in
what?
I'm trying to Sacramento.
Is this definitely her?
Yeah. So why wouldn't they talk about it?
Well,
you want to get people. You want to get people talking. You go, well, wow. You know, you had it tough there for a little while.
That would be great if Todd was really bitter about her being there and just mid conversation. And you killed that listener. Is that right?
Or no, he'll just do like weird things because she doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
Like he'll do things like someone bring in a bottle of water. He'll go, no water in the studio. And just let it be quiet.
That was a popular Christmas present, huh?
Yeah. We are happy you're here. We are glad you joined us. Hey, you been to France? No, why? I don't know. Maybe you want to say yes in French. Silence.
Hey, that 2-year-old. She ever ride down a slide? What'd she say?
All of his fucking prank calls now are going to have some kind of a drowning theme. Hey, I'm out in the pool and I don't know what to do. I'm drowning McKilla listener.
It's a matter of time before Thirsty McThirsterson stops by.
Oh my God, yes. Thirsty McCry for help.
What the? Thirsty Mick, I told you we should stop.
He's gonna fail again because what these radio shows don't understand is just try to be real.
Yeah.
That's what you want to talk about on your first day. Like, wow, man, I got to ask you, holy fuck, no one has really heard from you since you killed a listener.
Yeah,
how'd you get through that?
You changed your name.
Yeah. How do you ever laugh again?
You'll get some water cooler talk, right?
Sure.
But instead, they're going to just make believe she wasn't part of that. Weird.
Yeah.
Refuses to wear a jacket, so I'm wondering how that's even going to work.
You missed a big laugh. We get back and have a big
to-
laugh when she says like how she's not used to shoveling snow. I like the other girl in studio who's just trying to support her. What's her name?
The girl that didn't get the gig?
Right.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point too. There's fucking.
She's the news girl.
But who's that?
Her name was Annie.
What's her name? Annie what though? She's kind of cute. I like her.
I don't know the last name.
Yeah, she didn't get the gig.
And they fired 3 people.
What, all the people that Todd introduced?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd they fire? I didn't know that.
Remember the big introduction?
They fired Meatballs.
No,
They
not
fired Meatballs.
Why?
Why? Was he the stunt boy?
Yeah. Because it's everybody else's problem but Todd's.
Right. Who else? Or maybe to pay Jade. Might have been a money issue.
Meatballs was fired.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with Meatballs. Who
You
else?
think Todd threw him under the bus? It's Meatballs.
Yeah,
He screwed up
Meatballs
my
is always
show.
doing these dumb tricks.
Just fucking throwing poor meatball under the
poor
bus.
meatballs. It doesn't really
$35K a year in a fucking shit show.
Yeah. Once we get rid of meatball, we should be fine.
They fired meatballs.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Who else?
There was another guy they introduced on the first day, but he was never an on-air. I guess he was their production guy. He got let go.
Okay.
And then one other person, I guess, behind the scenes.
Not one of these girls?
Not one of the girls. The two girls that they had are still there.
What are their names?
One is Annie, who was on air with him, but I guess she's like third or fourth mic now.
Okay.
And then there's another girl who handles their social media.
Oh, I love this shit. All right. I
That's
backed
a good
it up.
point, though. She didn't get the gig. I didn't even think of that. There's another girl that didn't get the gig.
I backed it up because you heard a joke in there or something. You said
but when she says that about shoveling snow, the other girl just tries to bail her because the other girl just wants to get her voice back on the air, and she realizes she hasn't talked in 2015 yet. So the girl says something that could be seen as a joke, and she's like,
"Oh, really?
Oh, the other one.
She
Cooper.
oversold it.
Cooper, yeah.
Cooper was the main female voice on that show with Todd, and I think she's gone too.
Oh no, she gone? Cooper's the one.
But they got the big introductions a year ago.
Yeah.
I can't stand all these tits in the room.
Annie's just trying to not get meatballed.
You don't want to get meatballed.
No.
Poor meatballs.
Nobody wants
Cooper
to get
Riley, her
meatballed.
name is, right? I just remembered that. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good for you. I mean, she's got to be hot if Jimmy knows your name.
Yeah.
About it.
Oh no!
My daughter is 2. She refuses to wear a jacket, so I'm wondering how that's even going to work coming up here.
You moved to Manhattan. You don't have to shovel in Manhattan.
Well, that's good. Well, I saw one hanging up at CVS. I'm like, oh, geez,
That's
I
not
got to
for you.
grab one of these, I guess.
That's not for you.
I don't even own socks. I was talking to Annie about this in the office. She's like, you're going to have to get a jacket. I'm like, girl, I don't even have socks. Like, you don't wear socks.
You need
in Florida.
hats.
There's no
you
need.
need infinity scarves. You need snow boots.
And Sheila taught me what an infinity scarf was. Sheila's already
She
teaching me
knows.
things.
Yeah, she knows.
Broads suck at conversing.
No, I
They
don't.
just sit around talking about socks.
I don't think this is her fault, though. I think this is a really awkward situation, and she can kind of sense that she's not welcome. So I think that she's not having a comfortable.
Because she's already
Cooper
had.
Lawrence, E-Rock, thank you very much.
And what else is weird too is Jade had the show as she was the main host down in Tampa.
Well, that's the other side of this. Jade has been told very different things than Todd.
Well,
by management. So you have that dynamic in there. Jade already knows in the back of her mind that they basically said, look, if you can, be a little successful here, we're just going to give you the whole fucking thing.
If you listen to that break.
And Todd knows they had that conversation with her, but they're all making believe that none of that is happening.
If you listen to that break, Jim talks about an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Like Annie was like interjecting. How much interjecting did Todd and Jade do in that break?
None.
He put her on the pay no mind list. He said, you talk and I stand here.
Wow.
Because he's too busy thinking of a fake name for his next prank call.
Yeah.
Are they going to do prank calls with the new show?
I hope so.
It's a staple.
Well, they already have a staple bit.
Is it coming up?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Jade has another great jacket observation.
Yeah, this was a different break, by the way. This is a few songs later.
Oh, okay.
Which will be something new and exciting for Jade Donovan, who joins our broadcast. Have you seen snow in person, other than a few flurries that we had a couple of days ago?
Literally the other day, yesterday,
That was
the other
it?
day, the first time I've ever seen snowfall.
You're like
this
my
year.
dog.
What?
Right?
I got a rescue dog.
Why, does she lick your asshole, too? Does she lick peanut butter off your dick, too? Get it? Yes. Let's have sex with his pet.
Yes.
Todd does that.
I hope so.
You're like my dog.
You're like my dog. That's what you want to hear as the new co-host. You're like my dog.
By the way, I don't give a fuck that you have a rescue dog. I'm talking to people in general.
Oh, I think it's nice.
But they have to post it on Facebook and this and that. That not only do they have a dog, it's a rescue dog. It's a
Yeah.
rescue cat. I don't give a fuck where you got your pet from.
He probably killed the person who owned it. Nothing to eat. Guy.
The first time I've ever seen snowfall.
You're like
this
my
year.
dog.
What?
Right?
I got a rescue dog. It's
I
his
hate to
first
fuck
time,
you.
too.
Huh?
You're like my dog. You're ugly. You're bad breath.
But he has to add
Hate that dog.
Hate that dog. Hope it dies. You got worms, you pussy.
your pussy. But he has to add, I got a rescue dog.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck.
Scooting across the rug.
Yeah, you're like my dog. Rubbing your shit all over my carpet.
Ugh.
What? Right?
I got
That's
a rescue
awesome.
dog. It was his first time, too.
I'm kind of like a rescue, too, being Prince.
Did you stick your tongue out and catch the big... Those are big flakes. Did you see how big those things were?
They were chunky. And my mom had just bought me a coat because I didn't own a coat before.
Stop
Growing
saying
up in
that.
California and then moving to doing radio in
Enough
Florida
about the
for 7
coats.
years, you don't ever need a coat.
All right.
So I didn't have a coat. So I finally
Stop
had
saying
one.
coat.
It's snowing. I took a little video because I'm that girl.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
She said coat too many times.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but
She's
she doesn't-
panicking.
She doesn't have a coat. Is the problem?
So about a coat. It's like me interviewing Zach Wild.
Right.
I don't have a coat. So we had a coat. Did you wear a coat? Nothing about the coat.
When she came in, she probably was like, well, I'll probably just be able to bounce off Todd a lot. And then
Right.
she was like, oh, shit, the only thing I prepared was the coat
Right.
story.
Yeah, we like coat talk
That's
here in
right.
New York.
They reminded me, that he's a dud.
Yeah, he's not giving me anything.
No, to work
I gotta
with.
go back to the coats.
Gotta keep talking about my stupid coat. She doesn't give a fuck that she doesn't have a coat in New York.
And you know what the truth is?
What?
She probably has a coat.
Of
She's owned a
course.
coat. Of course she has. She lives in Sacramento. It's not.
Are you-
It's by San Francisco. It's not hot there.
Are you saying that Jade has absolutely owned a coat before and that Donald Trump definitely got the flu?
I think
in his
Donald Trump
lifetime?
gets the flu once a year.
And Jade definitely has
And Jade
had
has
a
a
winter
coat.
coat. Okay.
But she thought it would be a cute thing to say at the top of the show, and then when Todd stopped talking to her, that's all she has to go back
But
to.
as a
because-
listener of that dumb show, what are you're sitting there like, oh, she doesn't have a coat. Oh,
No one's
that's-
saying that.
Oh, that's kind of cute that she's in New York without a coat.
It would be nice to be in Florida right now.
No, here's what it is. Well, we have new listeners that just tuning in, so we should go cover the coat thing again. It's been 9 minutes.
Yeah, those two coat things were 10 minutes apart. There's two songs between those two coat bits.
We have
What were
Ethan
they?
Hawke coming in today. I just want to remind the people, or tell them for the first time, we're really bad at promoting our own fucking radio show. He'll be here in about 20 minutes, but we have one more clip from this brand new show
hope
called
so.
Todd and Jade.
That's right. And this is like something that they're like, okay, now the way Todd was talking in the intro from a year ago
Yeah.
about creating a buzz.
Yeah.
They're going, okay, now we got Jade. Let's get timely. Let's get topical.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's combine those elements and let's create something entertaining that's going to make people talk. And so this is their go-to.
Hold on. Chris in San Diego is saying that we're missing out on something here. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, boys. Yeah, both times she's done talking, Todd is like so disgusted and he throws little one-liners out there. And I hate to say it, Jimmy, you're just rolling right over it. The last one, when she said, I hate to be that girl, he's like, yeah, you are.
Oh, really?
I didn't catch that.
So he knows this Jade girl is taking his gig.
He does not like Jade.
Wow.
I don't. Listening to that, I don't get the impression that
this is going to be so much
Jade is
fun
there.
to watch play out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you roll back to the first break, when she was talking about her jacket, he said something just like that at the end. And both times he's so disgusted to be a part of that conversation.
Okay, let's hear. I didn't mean to yap over it. Let's hear it.
I love it. I love it. Should we go back and try?
Absolutely.
I hate to be that girl. Where was the I hate to be that girl? Do you remember, Eric?
I think it was in the it was in the coat talk.
There's two coat talks.
Yeah.
The first coat talk.
Really?
Yeah, who sponsors this show? Burlington?
95.5 PLJ, 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. We sound a little different today. It's because we're introducing a new member of our broadcast, Jay Donovan, who comes to us from Tampa, Florida. And
Hey, girl, hey.
I think you should tell everyone about yourself in exactly 15 seconds.
What am I going to say in 2 minutes?
No, I'm not giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah, right?
15 seconds.
15 seconds, go. My Match.com profile.
Is this the first time you've ever worked in a cold weather climate?
Yes. This is the first time I've ever lived in a cold weather
Because you're
climate.
from Cali.
Grew up in California.
By way of Florida.
Lived in Florida for 7 years.
Yep.
And then came up here. Don't know how to shovel snow. Don't know anything about it.
Oh, no.
My daughter is 2. She refuses to wear a jacket. So I'm wondering how that's even going
she's
to
gonna
work
love
coming
the
up here.
snow.
You moved to Manhattan. You don't have to shovel in Manhattan.
Well, that's good. Well, I saw one hanging up at CVS. I'm like, oh, geez,
That's
I
not
got to
for you.
grab one of these, I guess. I don't
That's
know.
not for you.
I don't even own socks. I was talking to Annie about this in the office. She's like, you're going to have to get a jacket. I'm like, girl, I don't even have socks. Like, you don't wear socks.
You need
in Florida.
hats,
There's no
you
need.
need infinity scarves, you need snow
Yeah.
boots.
And Sheila taught me what an infinity scarf was.
Hold on.
She was
Wait,
already
she
teaching
doesn't-
me
she doesn't have-
things.
Yeah, she knows.
She doesn't have scarves. She doesn't have socks. What does she own? I own a hat and a tampon. That's all I have.
Talk about how you killed a listener. No one gives a fuck about your
Yeah.
winter wear.
I have
and lack
culottes.
of.
Culottes, a hat, and a tampon. That's all I have.
know what I love about this that just hit me? Todd took pride in the fact that he's all about being local and really understanding the city and Jersey and all that.
Oh, it's just
and now
Jersey.
he has to work with a transplant that doesn't know shit about any of this stuff.
And acknowledge it.
Right.
Like now we're talking about Florida.
It goes against his whole thing. Like, look, we know the real Jersey Shore, not the TV show.
Guess what?
Jade only knows the TV show.
That's it. But Todd is spinning this.
Yeah.
He put out a thing that says that the plan from the beginning was to assemble a talented team.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to wait for those people to become available. And when they do, you make your move.
And I think it snows in Sacramento. I think it does.
It might a little bit.
She's definitely got a coat.
She has a coat.
Of course she does.
And Donald Trump gets the flu, damn it.
Both those things are true.
Eric, what were we going to say?
I was saying, he went so low. That's so mean. He went so local. All he talks about is New Jersey. He doesn't really know anything else about New York, Long Island, Connecticut.
So obviously he doesn't like her. You can tell by the tone of his voice.
Well, the situation, yeah, he's got it.
His energy's not up for this new show.
No.
You could hear it.
First broadcast back.
So Todd and Jade present an exclusive. This is their first bit.
This is their very first bit as the Todd and Jade show.
But we have inked an exclusive contract with her, which I think is very exciting. So she'll be checking in with us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday while she's incarcerated.
And now the first episode of the Teresa Giudice Prison Podcast.
She's the housewife.
That's right.
From Jersey, who's going to jail, I think, today.
Yeah, she's in jail now. She went to jail. And Todd and Jade have an exclusive deal where every week they'll get a podcast from her from prison.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty sick deal.
Fuck yeah.
Everyone would want that, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
A prison podcast.
Dear Diary, today is day 1 of my 15-month prison stay. I wish I could get my ridiculously skinny hands around the anonymous source who ratted out on me. Then I'd like to choke out my bankruptcy lawyer, who obviously went to online college. But whatever, I'm taking responsibility for my actions, none of which were my fault.
I'm embarrassed to say that I actually watch the Housewives in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound anything like her.
It doesn't?
When you do an impression, you try to get it as close as possible.
Absolutely. That's why I'm the master of them.
You sure are.
Can you do Teresa Giudice?
I don't know who she is. I can do anybody but her.
Giudice.
Can you
Giudice.
do,
Oh, yeah. That's what Jews play dice with.
Can you do Donald Trump?
Yeah, he does Donald. Jimmy does a
Wow.
perfect Donald Trump.
Terrible joke.
But you're doing
Yeah, of course it
perfect
was.
Donald Trump.
I
Jimmy.
do. Yes, I'm embarrassed.
How does it sound?
You're fired.
See?
Oh,
I have money. You're fired.
that was worse.
Wow, my Judice joke was terrible.
It's all right.
I don't know why you did it.
It's first day back.
It doesn't matter.
It's all right.
There's no excuse for that.
We're grading on a curve.
If I just learned English, there'd be no excuse for that fucking awful joke. Yuck.
You did it with the Yiddish and everything?
I couldn't, Judice, I just couldn't think of a card game because I'm up since 4. I'm tired.
You can't be tired. We just started
Tuckered out.
again.
Very tuckered
You
out.
can't be tuckered out. We're rested.
Go to the gym. I might be sick.
Yeah, I'm worried
You
about
are.
that too. My fucking throat hurts a little bit.
You're sick.
I feel a little
it's there.
lightheaded.
Yeah, I feel very lightheaded.
Fuck.
Fucking thooted.
None of which were my fault. Ironical. I'm graciously donating a complete set of my skinny Italian cookbooks to the prison library. You know me. Give, give, give. Love, love, love. Baci, baci, baci. Mwah. I've already corresponded with my new cellie, whose name is, I don't know what. But she already seems to be respectfulness of my space and my privacy.
Is Jay doing the voice?
I don't think so.
Do we have to listen to the rest of this?
Yes, I think it's good.
It's good.
So far, though, it really fucking stinks.
Unlike some people who will remain nameless. Jacqueline. I'm not sure what to expect from prison. I'm skeeved by touching things that other people have touched before. I can't be sure.
What, Scott's
but I
microphone?
feel as if this bed in here has been slept in by someone else.
Yeah.
Toilet, same vibe. But as long as my babies are safe, it doesn't matter what happens to me. I'm a changed Teresa. As everyone knows, I trust my husband with all my heart. However, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in here. As always, I want to thank the sweet baby Jesus and ask him to watch over my Fabellini family, my Juicy Joe, and the angels from my womb who suckled at my pre-op bubbies, Gianna, Melania, Adriana, and Gabriella. More later. I have to go to the warden person's office now so he can strip search my cucciolini. Ciao, Bellas. Mwah.
The Teresa Giudice Prison Podcast is an exclusive presentation of Todd and Jade in the morning on 95.5 PLJ.
You don't need to claim exclusivity on that. No one's going to take it. That really stunk.
What about Cucciolini?
You hear him laughing at the end because nobody else was to show you where the funny was.
Yeah, you had to pump it up.
Truly abominable.
Sometimes he's a radio host, you got to pump it up.
I didn't even catch that.
Fake laugh.
Just a little fun way to say vagina.
God, now I'm just mad again. This always ends with us being mad.
Yeah, it does.
I was having fun, and then that sucked. You can't even goof on it. It was just bad.
It was horrible. I mean, the show is not going to do well because Todd is
he's not buying in.
He's very upset about the way that
he's not buying into the Todd and Jane concept.
No.
Did Cooper Lawrence get fired? She might still be there.
I don't think she's there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was one of the ones fired, but she's not there.
Let's go to the fucking main page and just see who
there.
She's not there. Get over Cooper.
I liked her.
But she was so excited to be working for the new Todd
show. She still
show.
does stuff for Fox.
All right.
She does stuff for Fox?
Fox 5.
I didn't know that. Good for her. Okay.
So there
She'll
you go.
bounce back.
There's a look at what Todd's now trying.
Yeah.
The Todd and Jade show. Are you rolling tape on the rest of the morning?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Can we maybe get one last taste after the Ethan Hawke interview?
Please.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
And we got to talk about Roland's tracksuit.
Yeah, he's dressed like fucking Gene Gotti in court. Fucking Roland was arrested for heroin trafficking.
What is he doing? He's got a tracksuit on.
He looks like Johnny Cakes.
It's true. And lives the same life. No, not Johnny Cakes, Vito.
Yeah. Johnny Cakes is guy.
He absolutely looks like he could be in The Sopranos.
Yeah, he does.
What's
he looks cool.
doing?
He wears pajamas to work.
That's good. He's just, he's comfortable in the other pants.
It's a Brooklyn Nets hoodie, but really one of those thick ones that just makes you sweat really bad because you can't get any fucking ventilation. And then he's got heavy Brooklyn Nets sweatpants on, and then it looks like Adidas, right? Brand new Adidas on.
Yeah, his sneakers, yeah.
Yeah, he's basically wearing a tracksuit today.
It's a sweatsuit. He's going to...
Say juicy on the ass.
He's going to greet our guest.
Wait, it does?
No, I said it should.
Be more funny. This is going great.
Okay.
Oh, it feels good to laugh.
Okay, faggot. What's next?
Could we hear your joke again? Could you replay that? Because I think we stepped on it. I apologize.
Yeah, because Jimmy and I, or Jimmy and me, or me and Jimmy, we both feel like we're coming down with the flu, so maybe we're not thinking.
I think I missed it. I apologize.
Yeah.
My humble apologies.
You got it?
Taking a second, hang on.
Obviously. We're not going anywhere.
You don't mind dead air?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's going to...
Say juicy on the ass.
He's going to greet our guest.
Wait, it does?
No, I said it should.
It's never good when I start snorting, but fuck. All right, well. That's terrific.
It's unfair.
Mm-hmm. We have Ethan Hawke coming in next.
Yep.
And what else do we got? I don't know.
We'll just wing it.
We'll wing it?
Yes, I want to do outerwear talk for 45 minutes. Can we swing that? I never owned a pair of gloves made of sheep scrotum. Who cares?
Gives a fuck. You killed a listener. Talk about that and how you got through it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have an honest conversation?
This is Jade. She was in Sacramento.
Now,
Look, it's I gotta piss anyway before we
I know, but Roland's now walking down the
look at him
hallway with his brand new tracksuit on.
Yeah, what's the?
But why wouldn't Jimmy? Why wouldn't you have the honest conversation?
Because they're fake. That's why.
Unbelievable. It's a tough conversation to have, but wow, you want to get people listening. What's up? What's up, bro? Row.
I'm very comfy today.
It looks like you would sweat your ass off in that thing.
Yeah, 2005. I'm in the year 5 of the comfy.
2005?
2015. Oh, yeah, 2015.
2005? Do you know how many years away that is? You're 1,000 years off. You're 995 years off.
I mean, Eric's bad joke threw me off. 21.5. Yeah. Let me go now.
Did you just say 2105?
No, 2005, and that was 9 years ago.
But then he said 2105. He just adjusted by saying 2105.
You fixed it by saying...
Oh, wait, you weren't that far off. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Well, first he said 2005, so he was 10 years off.
Yeah, I said 1,000. I was off by a lot.
But then he adjusted and said 2105.
And then he was like 90 years off.
Why are you wearing Brooklyn Nets stuff? They stink.
They're very comfy, though.
But they suck.
We'll come back.
You're not even a basketball fan.
Huge.
Why are you wearing a Brooklyn Nets thing, for real?
They're very comfy.
How much was it?
You look good in it.
How much did it cost?
I don't know. I got it for Christmas. I got a gift card.
Do you get some high fives on the subway?
Yeah, some guy was talking about the Nets. I go, I know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We're going to take a break. We got Ethan Hawke next. Stay there. Got a live read, Eric? I don't have anything in front of me. My God, I'm not prepared for this. Oh, it's not Steven Singer, is it? Why is it Steven?
He loves you.
What the fuck? We just sold him a whole bunch of shit. Why does he have to advertise right in the beginning of the year?
Valentine's Day.
But this time of year, we like to take a break from the advertising because we shove it down everyone's throats for a month straight.
Why would you say we take a break from advertising?
How needy is this guy that he's back advertising? We just sold a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas for the guy.
It's money.
You think Scott and Jade handled their live reads this way, Sam Roberts?
I don't think they have live reads.
Oh, Scott and... What did I say?
Scott and Jade.
Oh, see, I'm coming down with something. I'm not thinking clearly. You think Todd and Jade do this?
I don't think they have live reads.
They don't have live reads?
No advertisers.
See, that's being honest, though. No one wants to hear advertising for anything right now. We all just maxed out our credit cards for the holidays. And we went and we did the right thing. We went to Steven Singer and we got all the nice stuff. Fuck, Steven! How needy are you? The announcement you have all been waiting for is here. Everyone wants to know what will be the hottest color for 2015. Well, the brand new rose color for Valentine's Day 2015 from Steven Singer is butterscotch. That's right. Give her a rose that symbolizes how sweet and delicious she really is. Butterscotch. If you screwed up Christmas, Steven will guarantee you hit a home run for We're talking about Valentine's Day?
Yes.
We couldn't give it a fucking week?
Nope. The stores had Valentine's Day the week before Christmas.
Did they really?
Yeah, they started taking down that Monday.
Wait, they started pushing out the Christmas shit before Christmas was even over?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice
It's all
that.
Valentine's Day stuff now.
All right. Give her a rose that symbolizes how sweet and delicious she really is, butterscotch. If you screwed up, home run for Valentine's Day. Yeah. All right. Steven Singer's famous 24-karat gold dip roses are the perfect gift for Valentine's Day, starting at just $59. Can you imagine? This real long stem rose is lavishly dipped in 24-karat pure gold. This gift will last forever. You'll get credit for this romantic gift year-round, so why think about Valentine's Day already? Because Steven Singer sells out of this gift every year, and he wants to make sure you get the first shot at ordering his brand new color, butterscotch. It's beautiful. Limited quantities are available, so order yours today. Steven makes it so easy. Just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com and reserve yours today. I think we need to do a show, like one show every 2 weeks. I'm well rested, even though I know I'm coming down with the flu. But having a ball today. Jimmy's panicking as well because he thinks he's coming down with the flu as well.
You know, I think for me, I might just be tired because I woke up. I went to bed nice and I watched the Dallas game yesterday. I went to bed.
Yeah.
At a decent hour, at 10 o'clock. I figured I'll get 8 hours, but my worthless fucking shootable system wakes up at 4 in the morning and I'm wide awake.
Yeah. But you're feeling a little lightheaded, a little dizzy.
Shit.
Yeah, you feel like shit, right?
I don't feel sick. I'm just, of course, my fucking faggot elbow hurts again. Just a mess.
And then Kenny is telling us to just think positively.
Yeah. Is he here?
The power of positive thinking. Ethan Hawke, my God.
Happy New Year.
All right. What's going on, Ethan?
How's everybody doing?
Well, we're panicking.
Why?
Because we think we're coming down with the flu. We don't have any symptoms, so don't worry. I know. See?
Well, that means you're at your peak contagion level.
But my wife's sick, so I'm trying to figure out how I avoid getting the flu.
Love yourself, because this is the year everybody's sick.
Yeah.
It happens, and you just.
You're all right with getting the flu, or do you get the flu shot?
I don't get the flu shot, but I think about it every year because one time I got the flu shot, and I think I took the shot when I already
had the flu.
A little bit of the flu.
Yeah.
And I got a 2-week laid me out, stop your life, cannot move, sleeping 20 hours a day, blowing my nose.
So now I'm not getting the flu shot, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like I might have the start of the flu, even though I have no symptoms, because my wife has the flu. So why would I get the flu shot today? Because it's going to make it worse. Of course.
Wait till your wife passes through it and you didn't get it.
Then get the flu shot.
I do get it sometimes when I'm doing a play.
Yeah.
I get it because it's so... when you shut down a production because you have it just sucks, and it's just irresponsible.
Yeah,
the flu shot's scary because what they basically do is give you the flu. Are we on the air?
Yeah.
We're talking on the air about the flu shot.
Oh yeah.
Is that bad? I thought that was very entertaining.
Kind of boring, doesn't it? I mean, who the hell wants to be thinking about the flu?
I don't know if it's boring. I think this is something that everyone talks about and thinks about.
Well.
Right? And to get your 2 cents on it, Ethan Hawke, I think that's pretty cool.
Plus, the listeners care deeply about our health.
Yes.
I know they do.
They need us here every day.
And we care about their health.
Yes, we do.
Please call in. Tell us how you're feeling.
Know what we learned today?
What did we learn?
Donald Trump, he was on about an hour ago.
Yeah.
He's never had the flu. And he doesn't get the flu shot. How about that?
I think he's lying.
Well, that's what we think, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to acknowledge that he's weak.
He doesn't want to acknowledge any weakness. And you know what? I think that's weak.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
I
never had the flu.
It's so entertaining to me. So, how was your holidays? You get through it?
Yeah, man.
You have. I know you have kids because I've seen you in the park, but I don't bother you, Ethan Hawke, when you're with your kids. I know which park you hang out in, too. I'm not stalking you. You just happen to go to the same park I go to.
Oh, really?
Your kids are a little older, or our kids probably would be playing with each other. But you still enjoy Christmas and the holidays?
Well, Christmas is a lot more fun when you have kids.
Thank you. I hated it for a long time. I'm back in.
There was that weird period about 18, for me, until I had 18 to 28, where I found it just depressing. I didn't know which parent to go visit. I didn't like buying people presents, and then other people do this elaborate Christmas card, and they do this, and I'd get their Christmas cards and just feel like a loser because I didn't do one.
Right.
And invariably, people would get me something that they thought was really nice and put a lot of thought into and stuff, and I didn't really like it, and that just made me feel bad too.
What did you get that you didn't like? What was something that you knew a lot of thought went into that you were like, ugh?
Oh, almost
everything.
Almost any kind of clothing. People would say, my mother sees, oh, you love cowboy shirts, I'll get you a cowboy shirt. But she gets me the cowboy shirt from Ross, Dress for Less or something. It doesn't, it's like fake embroidery. It's ironed on. It's not cool at all. But she thinks it's really neat because it's got a picture of John Wayne on the back. But she doesn't realize I don't like John Wayne. And but you have to go, oh, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. But you're an actor, so you could pull it off and make believe you love it.
I'm a good actor because I cannot lie. And so, no, that's the joke.
Yeah.
But people think that, that doesn't help.
I hate making believe you like the stuff you get.
I hate making believe you didn't already read that book.
Right.
Oh, thanks for the Tennessee Williams biography. I already read it. Yeah. Obviously.
See, I throw it right back at them. I'll literally throw the gifts back and say, take this shit back where you got it.
Did your mom get you gifts this year?
They bought me some clothes.
Did you throw it in their face? Or did you?
No, I thanked them very much, and I figure whatever poor people I give it to are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yes, give it to the needy.
Yeah. But I enjoy the fact that my kids, like Christmas, so I'm good. I'm good with
My
that.
kids like it so much that it's impossible not to be happy.
Right.
They are so elated when Santa comes. They're so touched by how thoughtful Santa is. They're so excited already about what they're going to ask for next year. We lit a fire. We sat around.
How old are they?
Well, I have 3, 6, 12, and 16.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy ages.
Yeah.
3, 6, 12, and 16.
Yeah.
Good for you. Man.
Boys or girls?
3 girls and 1 boy. The 12-year-old's a boy.
Are the girls at dating age now where you're like starting to get creeped out by the guys that show up? Or
one is.
Oh,
the 3-year-old and the 6-year-old don't date much.
No. Yeah.
I have a daughter. She's 2. How do you? And I'm already thinking about the dating shit. Give me some advice. Are you all right with this?
You got to be, man. What you want to do
But you're
is
freaked out a little bit, no?
No, you want to raise a woman that freaks them out.
Good point.
That's what you want. I just want my daughter to have ownership over it. You know, when you act like they need to be protected, you create this idea that they're a victim, and you want them to enjoy their life and enjoy boys and scare the hell out of boys.
Right.
But, you know, a 16-year-old boy is pretty easy to intimidate.
Right.
He's worried about a lot of things. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
And you got to raise him not to take any shit, you know? And I think the best way that men can do that is by how you treat women in your life. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the biggest thing you can do.
But as a guy, you know what we're capable of doing. That's what freaks me out.
Well,
having a daughter, I'm like, oh,
we also know what we're capable of, how we think.
True.
And so that's the way that God punishes men. It's just, you know, or teaches them, you know, one way or the other. Because it changes the way you think about women the second when you love a young woman unconditionally, regardless of what she looks like or sounds like or what she's wearing or what, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Congratulations, by the way, on your nomination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's really important to you.
I think it's nice.
No,
I enjoyed Boyhood. No, I mean it. It's good.
I still haven't seen Boyhood.
It's really good. And you were nominated. What were you nominated for?
Well,
Best Supporting Actor, I believe.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I've never had a movie nominated for Best Picture since Dead Poets Society, since I was 18 years old. And so, for me, what I feel like, if the movie could connect with people in that way, the way that for a movie to be nominated for Best Picture, it means there's a certain amount of critical approval it has to get, and it has to actually connect with people. Mm-hmm. Because I've made movies that I'm really proud of, that I think are really good, that will age well, and blah blah blah, and that I'll stand by. But for whatever reason, they didn't really connect with an audience at the time that they were released. And that always feels a little disappointing. And when you can make a movie that is connecting with people the way that Boyhood is, particularly one that was as independently made, I feel like I'm part of a unseeded team that's going deep into the Final Four, you know, to use a sports analogy.
Right.
So, and I've got to make Boyhood with people I love. So, I love getting acting prizes and accolades. I mean, acting is my life. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've dedicated my life to it. So, if people want to tell me I'm good at it, I'm not going to be disingenuous here, and it means a lot to me.
Right.
But it doesn't feel as good as having the movie work. Whenever you get accolades for acting in a movie that people don't like, it feels, oh, you were great. That movie was stupid.
Right.
You know, it feels much better to be like, when people love that movie.
Right.
What is the thinking then of guys like? I'm always amazed by this. There are guys who you like you said will be fake and go like, oh, I don't care. But then you get like Brando or George C. Scott who like legitimately meant it. Like, I don't give a shit about that award, and I don't understand
why. It's our whole culture makes everything a status game. What kind of car do you have? And awards are another part of status. Mm-hmm. And guys like Brando and George C. Scott, Vanessa Redgrave, these are really intelligent people that were allergic to status symbols.
Did she turn one down?
She dedicated hers to Palestinian rights and made hers a political move, which got her in a lot of trouble at the time. Heat. Yeah, but it was a bold move, and And so I totally understand what I don't think Brando didn't, or George C. Scott, they wanted to excel at their profession. It's just when you work with a lot of actors who don't get that. You know, I worked with a lot of actors that are really, really good that are never going to get these prizes because they don't look a certain way or they're not in the right movie. You know, it's a certain.
Well, there's a lot of politics.
There's a lot of politics, and so
you got to work it.
When you break your arm patting yourself on the back about it, you're ignoring the fact that a lot of other people's work went into getting you that prize. And I think that, you know, Brando was always anti-authority. He didn't want to be homecoming king, you know.
Right.
Do you have to go out and lobby at all? Like, is there a certain, like, I know that there's all these meetings with the foreign press and stuff for the Golden Globes. For stuff like this, do you have to go out and like lobby, but you're not lobbying, or do you have to do nothing and the movie people do it?
When I first started acting, you didn't have to do anything. And the more that this thing becomes a machine of, you know, the more the internet takes over, and it's so hard for people every weekend are inundated with a new movie that they have to see. So the idea that a movie could catch on by a word of mouth is more and more difficult. And what it requires is the actors to participate, particularly in a movie. I mean, our movie is being released by IFC, the Independent Film Channel.
Right.
Okay, this is a movie that was made. If the movie gets nominated for Best Picture, for example, it'll be the least lowest budget movie ever, the most fiercely independent movie ever nominated for that prize. So they need people like Patricia Arquette and myself to get out there and sing the song.
Right.
You know, and what I try to do is I try to think about it. You know, it's a luxury. This is the kind of art I really want to make with my life. You know, I mean, getting to make a movie that is as groundbreaking as this movie is, and getting to be a part of something that is, it's a substantive movie, whether you like it or not. It's an interesting, original movie.
Shot over 12 years, like once a year for 12 years, you guys get together, right?
So basically, if they didn't have awards, I mean, if producers didn't have awards, they would never make anything but movies that were Transformers.
Right.
You know, money is the bottom line of everything, except this subtle part of people that always want to win awards. Producers too, you know, that's just lame brain actors. You know, I mean, producers want to, and so I think I try to look at it like that. Like, anytime Boyhood wins some kind of prize or is accolade or praised in some way, it's an advertisement for independent film. You know?
Right.
That's how I try. That's the only way you can look at it without making yourself crazy.
Right. One question about Boyhood. So you film it over 12 years. How did you get everyone together every year to do their thing? Because you guys are all extremely successful actors, and you have other.
It was a logistical nightmare.
It was, right?
But not for me. I mean, for 12 years.
But they sit you down 12 years ago, let's say, and they go, this is what we're going to do, so you need to just find time. Do they tell you, like, every March we're going to do this? Or?
Well, we couldn't do it every March. It couldn't be a predictable time period, because for those who have seen the movie,
I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Trust me. I just don't get to see as much as I'd love.
Of course. If it was shot every March, it would be the same season and the idea of the movie is you want to be with these people it's first grade through 12th grade. It just follows the grid that every American gets put on. And so you don't want it to be seasonal. It's like same time next year. It wants to feel, so sometimes it was 8 months, sometimes it was 4, sometimes it was 13, sometimes it was always, the number was always changing so that it wasn't seasonal.
Right.
So we just get off that pattern.
Did you know it would be 12 years, or they didn't tell you exactly?
Well, you act like there's this that's some kind of corporate thing. No, the director, that was always the idea.
12.
12, first grade through 12th grade. That's the only time all of us as Americans are on the same pattern. So it has a natural beginning, middle, and end. You know, if you tried to do just any random number of years, it doesn't have you go into school first grade and you graduate. That's the story, right? And how do all of us change? How do your parents change? Who was your dad when he took you to that first grade? And who was he when you graduate high school? Was he different? Was he the same? What parts of your mother were the same? What happened to your mom in that's the idea of the movie. So yes, we always knew it was 12 years.
That would be fascinating, because I can't even answer that question. My dad taking me to first grade, and when I was a senior, I wouldn't know the difference, really. You know what I mean?
Well,
I was too young to really understand what he was all about yet.
Well, thinking about that and meditating on that and trying to make a movie about that.
No, that's why I think it's a cool concept.
That's yeah. And that's why I don't begrudge any bit of, pomp and circumstance, glad handing I have to do to promote the movie.
Right.
I try to. It was a completely unique experience. I mean, for 12 years, every time I took a job, I had to call Richard Linklater and say, hey, I'm starting rehearsals on Coast of Utopia on September 8th. If you need me, here are my days off. If you and he'd say, okay, wait a second. Is there any way, can you call Lincoln Center? Is there any way you can get a long weekend because the Harry Potter book signing is going to be on October, and I would call the head of Lincoln Center and say, hey, is there any way we could maybe not have a show on the 16th because I could fly to Austin? Well, let me see. Let me talk to the...
Wow.
I've been doing this. I've been doing this for over a decade. When Patricia Arquette, she was on a huge TV show, but when she signed to do the pilot, she said, listen, here's the deal. I'll do your pilot, but once a year, I'm going to have a conflict and you're going to have to make room for me. And so in her contract was when Boyhood wanted to shoot, she'd get the time off. Oh, and that was the kind of dedication that she put in.
Right.
And we all had to do it.
And the director understood, look, I can only grab you guys for a short amount of time. We can't just hang out for a few weeks on set.
And look, we didn't have the money to hang out for a few weeks on set. The idea of the movie was such that it was just these little vignettes of life.
Right.
So he didn't need us for more than, we'd come down there, we'd rehearse 2 days and shoot for 4. We'd come down, rehearse for 3 days, shoot for 3. It was always these little 4-6 day windows. One time it was 8, but it was never much.
Right. And you had to keep going back into character. Was that tough?
It wasn't tough because I knew the character I was playing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it was tough in that I'd never done that before.
Right.
Taking a year off from a character and then come back and play a new scene.
Right.
I mean, lots, you hear about these Russian actors, they'd work on a play for 12 years or something, but it would be the same play.
Right.
We were always reconceiving how the people were changing based on, you couldn't write this script beforehand because if I was going to have a monologue with my daughter about Lady Gaga, we couldn't have written that in 2002 when we started filming. Lady Gaga wasn't an known entity, or all the, or we filmed scenes about the Obama-McCain campaign when we didn't know who would win. It's a very interesting,
fascinating.
Making a period movie in the past that was going, you know what I mean? It was very.
That's wild.
Or making what would become a period.
Yeah, yeah.
And you met Clinton, which was you told a story, I think, in the Daily Beast. Had you met him before or no?
I met him in the way that one meet. I went once when I was younger to a rally that he spoke at that had 500 people at it, of which everybody stood in the line. You had to shake his hand. Okay. I mean, if that, I hadn't met him. Yeah. But I think what you're referencing is I talked about meeting him in line at the bathroom when I went to see a play. Yeah.
He was. They made him wait online.
Actually, the truth is, we were waiting for our wives.
Oh, okay.
He obviously, I think the Secret Security or whatever you call those guys, Secret Service would have ushered him in.
Yeah.
We were both waiting for our wives who were, in the long line.
So Hillary Clinton had to wait?
Yeah, everybody's got to wait to pee.
She probably didn't have to, but she wants to run for office, so she doesn't want to piss anybody off by cutting the line.
Yeah, you remember what happened to George Bush Sr. you remember that thing? I always think what cost him the election is that he'd never seen those scanners at the grocery store. And do you remember this? There was this weird clip on the news where George Bush was trying to seem like one of the people. So he went to a grocery store, but he'd never seen these scanners and he acted like it was
the greatest thing ever.
Whoa. It was like, hey, dude, this has been around for a long time.
You
obviously haven't been to a grocery store
this
in
isn't
ages.
brand new, sir.
Yeah.
You think that really messed up his election a little bit?
I know it did.
Wow.
It made him seem totally out of date.
Right. Well, I think most of those guys are, don't you think?
How could they be? Yeah. I mean, as if he's supposed to go to the grocery store? Come on.
Right.
Obama sat in traffic voluntarily recently, like 2 winters ago, because the helicopter couldn't fly in D.C. So they actually just drove in rush hour traffic, and it became a story. That's how out of touch they are. Is once the president sits in traffic once, and it's
like,
it's amazing how they travel. I've seen the motorcade a few times. It is a sight to see.
I know.
What did he say to you? What did you say to him?
Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh, the point of that story was he was a fan of the film Gattaca, and it's a science fiction movie I made a long time ago that, it's one of those movies they're talking about that when it came out, nobody really cared about it or noticed it, and over the 15 or so years it's been, the movie has found its audience, and it's a little bit like this film that's coming out right now, Predestination.
Oh, yeah, we really should start talking about this.
Which is a sci-fi movie, but Gattaca, it was just a prescient film about the future, and Predestination, while very different. Predestination is based on a Robert Heinlein short story, and it's just the best sci-fi to me always has kind of a punk rock edge to it, which is it just. Most movies, if they really make you think about grand ideas, like maybe we're all one big soul, maybe there is no masculine, feminine, maybe there is, like weird philosophical ideas. Right. If you talk about them, it sounds like you're a high school teacher, or it sounds like you have you're some kind of blowhard, pretentious person. But if you talk about them in science fiction, they become wild, funny, interesting, thought-provoking, and in the best science fiction, Robert Heinlein, Philip K. Dick, Kurt Vonnegut, the best thinkers like that, really. I remember when I went to see Brazil. You ever see that movie? It just fucks with your head, this movie. And Predestination is in the same lineage as that film.
Very cool.
So this is about time travel?
I play a temporal agent, which is in the future.
Anything to do with the brain, temporal, or no?
It's a time wake where these cops can travel through time a little bit. It's difficult, and there's this temporal wake you can ride this time. And so my character is chasing a terrorist. He's trying to going back in time to prevent a terrorist.
Kind of like a 9/11
exactly.
type situation?
He's trying exactly like that.
Okay.
And as he travels back in time, the guy is also traveling in time. So he realizes that perhaps this terrorist was a temporal agent himself. And then he starts to think maybe it might be his father. And then he starts to think it might be him. And then it gets weird from there.
Wow.
It's really,
great.
really cool movie.
What I don't understand, it's a low budget, right? How do you make a sci-fi low-budget movie?
Well, with some incredibly smart directors.
Okay.
Where the movie's, what's radical about the movie is the ideas. I did this movie with these directors called Daybreakers, and they happen to be kind of computer geeks, and so they spend a long time working on the movie digitally and working, they're smart guys, and what George Lucas pays $1 million for, they kind of figured out how to do by themselves.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah. And this is the future of filmmaking. More and more, you're going to have kids in their basement making wicked cool effects and cool movies with radical ideas because they won't need. See, as soon as you accept $50 million, $70 million from,
whoever,
Paramount Pictures or whatever, well, then you have to please their CEO and their whole board of directors, and then you can't have radical ideas and make a weird movie. See, Predestination's not for everybody. It's a punk rock weird movie. If you're a person who's actually interested in science fiction movies, you'll love this movie. And Sarah Snook gives a performance that is off the chains. I mean, it's really one of my, I've been a part of some great performances when working with Denzel Washington or Philip Seymour Hoffman or Jude Law. There's a few performances that I've worked with people on where I'm like, wow, and Sarah's given one of the best performances I've ever been.
No kidding.
Yeah, she's amazing. It's a transgender performance.
Right.
She's playing a person.
Definitely like that.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. And anyway, so I love science fiction, and to bring it back to the Bill Clinton thing, it was obvious. Clinton, whether I like him or don't like him, the guy has a brain on him. And Gattaca was a very prescient movie about the politics of being able to control our genetic engineering.
Right.
What happens when you can, let's say you could get rid of ADD. Mm-hmm. Well, you get rid of all these special people of all these special ideas because of a supposed disadvantage. How so often, my daughter, for example, has struggled with dyslexia her whole life. But, it's what makes her such a interesting and amazing thinker, that she doesn't think like everybody else. And this kid is amazingly brilliant, because of what this thing when she was in second grade, people said was a disadvantage.
Didn't they say dyslexia, too, is a sign of really high intelligence? There was something done on that where it's almost like your brain is working so fast that you kind of trip over yourself because your brain is 5 steps ahead
Einstein
of where you
was
should be.
dyslexic. John Lennon was dyslexic. I mean, there's a lot of case to be made. But you could make the case to be made that every disadvantage creates, and
Some
every
kind of
advantage,
right?
Yeah, and the reverse is true too.
So you really helping society by wiping out some of these things,
and that's what the idea of Gattaca is about.
Sure.
And these guys who made Predestination were big Gattaca fans. I think it's part of why they wanted to hire me.
Great.
Well, it comes out Friday, in theaters Friday. So,
right, there was something in there when fuck, brain just. Oh, we have to wrap. We have to wrap. You got a busy day. They're saying. Ricky's got to go?
Yeah, in about 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, Predestination is in theaters
Oh,
Friday.
I know what it was. I'm sorry.
What?
The Sony hack.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I've gotten myself in a lot of trouble about my thoughts on it. There's many different, this is the world we live in, and the movie industry is following the record industry. I mean, if you remember what happened...
Mm-hmm. Napster and
distribution. I mean, here's the thing: is if movies are all being hacked and nobody's paying for them, then it's going to get harder and harder for people to make serious movies, because the lower budget movies are the ones that are going to pay, because people are always going to pay to see The Hobbit, or they're always going to pay to see The Road War, whatever the big movies are coming in, blockbuster stuff. But when you can, art films are the ones that are going to suffer the same way that the independent rock scene has suffered. It's the smaller artists that took the beating. It's now so hard for young bands to get a following because they can't get a record deal. I mean, and I don't have any mind. I don't have anything intelligent to say about it. I'm as confused about everybody else. The weird thing for me is the more the movie's hacked, the more people are on. It's been a great thing for Predestination, because people who haven't seen the movie have been all over the internet writing about how much they love it, which has served as kind of an added. For me, I don't make any money off it anyway, so I'm just happy people are seeing it and enjoying the movie. But I'm smart enough to know that long term this is a disaster.
Right.
And the movie industry needs to be smart and figure this out. And I don't know what the answer is.
Well, they should start by allowing us to see these new movies in our house. Make it as convenient as possible. Pay a little extra.
And here's what's happening. What's happening is this gets into a whole corporate war, because I agree with you. What the answer really is, the future is The Hobbit's going to come out on VOD the same day it's released, and the same day it's going to be available on DVD and Blu-ray. It's all going to be a one-stop deal. And if you want to go to the movie theaters to see it, you can.
Right.
And if you want to watch it on your computer, you can.
Right.
And that's the future. But places like Cineplex Odeon and places like, there's all these revenue sources that are figuring out, hey, what's going to happen to me?
Right.
Am I going to lose money?
Well, they're screwed in the end. It's just a matter of time. I mean, if you're sitting at home and you got your laptop and you could get a movie that's coming out, let's say Friday, but it's right there ready for you now. How do you not?
Unless it's 3D or The Hobbit or something, you got to see on a giant screen.
But that's why they just got to live in the present, and this is where it's at.
But the movie industry should understand and go, all right, let's make it available for home use as well.
You can make the same thing to be made about the oil industry or whatever. People are so hesitant to let go and accept where the world is going.
New technology.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you make a great point about bands. I mean, bands like U2 and the Stones, they don't.
It's fine with them
because they make so much money touring. But the little guys, they're not making enough money where they can actually continue as a band,
and they can't even continue touring without a little radio play, and they're not getting a little. I mean, it's that industry hasn't found its new identity in the future, and the same thing is someday in the future, it'll be easier to make independent movies and make money off them again. Right now, it's really hard. When I was younger, starting out, you could actually make a little independent movie, and it could make a little bit of money and be fine. But right now, the competition, the noise is so intense that those movies aren't getting made. You can make an independent movie, but you don't get paid to make it.
Right.
And, and it doesn't get distributed.
Right.
That's the success. The weird thing about Boyhood is just when I thought it was impossible to operate, to be successful outside the system, it's proved again that it is possible.
Right.
You can, if you're dedicated, the dream is possible, you know. So
very nice. With that, they're saying you definitely have to go.
Okay, man.
Ethan Hawke, his new movie is Predestination. It's going to be in theaters this Friday.
Okay. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you, man. Have you next time.
Right.
Ethan Hawke, everyone. All right.
Did we talk, by the way, very important, about my
what?
Super Bowl bound Cowboys?
No, we didn't really talk about Romo not choking for once.
Well, he didn't play well in the first half, I thought, but his line was not that great either. He was getting run over.
Yeah.
And I thought the play calling was kind of shitty.
How about them refs? How about them refs, Jim Norton? What do you have to say about that?
I agree with that fucking pass interference call being taken back because they call this shit too much. But I do think the Lions got fucked on the roughing, the unnecessary roughness call. Even though technically it might have been the right call, the guy caught the ball and the guy just fucking leveled him.
Right.
Too bad.
Right.
That's what the game is. So I don't think they should have called that against the Lions either.
You gotta let them play in the playoffs.
You
gotta let them play.
Me.
Don't let the refs fucking influence the outcome of these games. Let them play hard.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Pass interference is called way too much, and that unnecessary roughness was really irritating me.
In the playoffs, they should leave those flags in their pocket for the most part.
I did like
you like the hug?
Oh, the Chris! Of course I did.
You like the Christie hug?
My favorite governor when he goes for the misses the high five, but he gets the hug.
Wait, he's your favorite governor now?
Sure is.
Because he's a Cowboys fan?
Absolutely. It was a great game, though. It was. I watched the whole game, except for one part. I missed Dallas's first touchdown because I had to go get a new SIM card for my phone because it kept saying iPhone not activated.
Right.
And I'm in the cab, and I heard it in the fucking taxi. Very exciting game.
I watched the Bengals-Colts game, that whole game, and then I was panicking about the flu in my house so badly that I ran out of the house during the Cowboys fucking game.
Ew, where'd you go?
I went to the gym, I told you, and then I did some errands, and then I went to the Rite Aid where the lady with the fucking sneezy face rubbing her snot on her own arm as she's giving me my change and receipt back. I told you all this. I'm paranoid. I'm getting the flu.
DeMarco Murray and fucking Des Bryant, I thought played well. And who's the guy, Williams, that fucking scored a touchdown?
Yeah.
They were really. And Richardson, he fucking recovers a fumble and then gets fumbled. Like, I wanted to murder this guy, but then he makes a key play in the last play of the game, knocking the ball out of quarterback's hand.
So you're a Cowboys fan again?
Always been a Cowboy fan. I bleed fucking Cowboys silver. Go team, all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think we can find.
Almost my boy.
I think we could kind of find audio where you're saying that you're not really.
You can't. Unless you've doctored
You sure?
100%.
You think we doctored it?
Yeah, I know you did.
Oh. You want some hand sanitizer?
No, for what?
Look, you got the emergency.
I'm going to drink it. Even though I hate emergency, it makes your mouth feel like somebody rubbed a sock in it.
We're panicking.
It makes me piss a lot.
You're panicking like I'm panicking.
No, not really. I think I'm okay. I think it's just being overly tired because I haven't slept.
I'm a little lightheaded. I think that's the start of the flu, right? You get a little lightheaded. You're not thinking as clearly, but you think, I'm just tired. And then it's the flu. Bam! Hits you hard.
That's exactly right.
I've been sweating. I've had the chills, but I feel fine. I'm just
find out what Donald Trump's secret is.
And then stupid Kenny keeps yelling at me and Jimmy that we just gotta think positively.
I'm gonna shut up. And he's the most negative guy I know. When does he think positive? How do you think this is gonna be? Not good.
Because you gotta think positively. Really, go walk through my house. Both kids were sick. Now the wife's really sick.
You are thinking positive. You're positive that you're sick.
But yes. How do I didn't avoid this. It's in my house.
Yay, Chris Christie hug. Yay.
Oh, God. Time for a lemon party with those guys.
Absolutely. My Cowboys, Super Bowl bound. They're going to kick the shit out of these fucking fruity Packers.
Oh, look at them.
No offense.
Oh, look at them. Oh, God. It's the worst hug ever.
Wait. It's a good hug. Look. Yay. Hugs his fat head. Give me that fat head. Let me hug it.
Give me that fat head of yours. Oh, Christy, we should never wear red.
Who's the guy in between them? Or as I call him, the lucky one?
Who is that in the middle? I don't know. I don't fucking know these guys.
Who's that lucky duck?
I don't know.
Is he like the governor of Texas? Oh, that's Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
Or is that Florida?
Florida. Perry.
Is Rick Perry the governor? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shows you what I know. See, Jimmy doesn't know politics.
The smell of the bathroom it made me start dry heaving. What the fuck is that? Did you smell that, Sam?
Hasn't been washed.
It's really, really, really bad.
You'll smell some shitty things in a bathroom, but what is that? It's a dirty ass, right?
It's the stink the bathroom would have if they never washed it. It's just disgusting.
It's unbelievable how bad that smell is. It's not just that someone let loose a few fucking bad, torpedoes.
No, it's not a shit.
And they're lingering. This is just dirty, sweaty ass or something.
Sweaty. It's been there for a while and it's staying.
I started dry heaving a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. Like, the bathroom's disgusting smelling, and the fridge in the kitchen, like, at some point while we were gone, enough sodas exploded in that fridge because it was so cold that it blew off the top shelf.
What are you talking about? Sodas went off?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
It's not that exciting.
And so when you went in this morning, there were a bunch of cans that the tops had been blown off. And
why?
Because it was too cold.
So why didn't they turn that shit down before they went away?
Nobody was in here.
How long was there zero maintenance or anything here? For 2 weeks?
Yeah, most people are gone. Everything shuts down for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they stopped the carpeting right in front of our office, and that was...
That's because we requested it.
That's right.
No
Don't
carpet
bother
in the
us.
office. We like to roughneck.
So, all right.
Am I bombing today? I'm just tired.
They're not all... I mean, some of them have been good, though.
Thank you, Sam. I had a few good ones.
Yeah, and you asked Donald Trump. I told him about getting fired a couple times. That was fun.
That was killer.
You listen for Jimmy doing the fire thing a few times during the Donald Trump interview. If you can listen to the replay
Why are you washing
today.
your hands?
Because I'm
That's not gonna help.
panicking.
You're not touching anything that's going to make you sick.
I touched the bathroom.
You know what's going to make you sick?
I'm not a germaphobe in general, unless I know the flu's around.
The germs that are already in your body. It's over.
It's too late, right?
Yeah.
So how long does it take? Couple
to
days?
take effect? Yeah, you'll get a little worse tomorrow. You'll still be thinking, well, it might not be it. And then by Wednesday, you're fucked. And you'll probably have it for at least a week.
Well, I've called my healthcare provider, and I got some Tamiflu waiting for me.
You better take it.
At CVS. So I'm getting that immediately. And then I'm also going to, I'm fucking doubling down, and I'm going to get a flu shot as well.
Good. Get a flu shot. You should have gotten one
So
earlier.
I get a flu shot today, and I start the Tamiflu. I should be all right?
Probably not.
Fuck.
Probably not. You'll probably get it.
All right. You want to go back to Todd and Jade?
Is there more?
Well, they've been doing a lot more since we last left them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's give it a real
Because we want to
fair
give
chance.
him you beat me to it. It's only fair that we give him a fighting chance. I wanted to talk about Rome, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a good country.
They're
Hold on,
Rome is a country.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of like its own thing.
They're beating the shit out of Jim Rome. It is.
It's in Italy.
Rome is its own country.
I fucked up.
I fucked up a little?
A lot.
Why did Jim Rome apologize, though?
Because somebody tied bullying into it. Here's exactly what it is. Do you know, I guarantee you, he said that they're about dorks being in the marching band.
Right.
I guarantee you, people said, they use that word when they bully them. They call them dorks and they hit them, and that's why he said I don't condone bullying. Because some asshole tied in bullying.
So he had no choice.
Unless he tied in which case...
No, I don't think Rome should be able to say that if, marching band members are dorks.
Yeah.
But then if some other asshole is trying to spin that to mean bullying, excuse me, then I see where Rome would have no choice and would have to apologize because you see the fucking world we live in today.
Yeah.
But he should be able to say it. Marching band members are dorks.
Yeah, it's just silly.
Marching bands stink.
It does stink.
Let's stop making believe it's fun to watch.
It's not cool.
That's why they started choreographing all those things on the field to give you something to look at. Yeah. Oh, look, it's Space Invaders.
I hate marching band. I hate... It's always songs I don't want to hear.
It all sounds the same.
Fucking awful.
How do you know one marching band from the other?
You don't. They're fucking horrible. Go team! Blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. It's fucking horrendous.
It's, it gets you in the mood for the game. But
no, it doesn't. It gets me in the mood for nothing.
It doesn't seem that special to me. Especially if you have 1,000 of them all sounding exactly the same. Anyway, Rome should not have to apologize for that.
No.
And they're making it a real big deal. I saw a few stories on our TVs as we were doing our radio show today, all discussing it. Anyway, Todd and Jade. Sam, if you will, in 15, 20 seconds, fucking bring us up to speed with this Todd and Jade for the listener that might be tuning in for the first time right
now. Yeah, maybe they just got home from the hospital or something.
Right now.
Why'd you bring up the hospital? Well, of course, we know Todd from Scott and Todd. He then muscled Scott out of the equation so he could just be Todd.
And then Scott went on to great things. He's killing it in the ratings.
Yeah, he became very, very successful. Todd promised to revolutionize radio.
A year ago.
A year ago. Failed more than anyone I've ever seen. He did very, very poorly. His ratings were bad.
I disagree.
He was doing the same stuff on his show that he always did. So
he was in like 28th place, and there's only like 25 radio stations.
Yeah, I mean, it was his...
The radio world was so mad at him. They were like, "Look, I know there's only 25 stations, but we're gonna say he's in 28th place."
He was actually being beaten by a newspaper and 2 iPods.
Spotify.
He was really not good.
No. So they're forcing him to take on another partner, this Jade broad, who killed a listener with the "We for We" thing.
Right, so 10.5 months
Technically,
later.
she killed a listener, right?
I think, but I'm not positive.
Because I don't want to be sued for slander. I mean, how does that work? If you're the radio show that killed the listener, did you technically kill that listener?
Sounds like it if you phrase it that way.
All right, maybe she didn't kill a listener. I don't want to fucking deal with Jade. And
Either
her
way.
heat.
Well, hold on. Wait, was she a part of the show that he died on? Are you positive?
She. It was a she who died.
Oh, whatever.
But I will tell you this much about Jade. She wasn't really sure of the bit. She wasn't sure of the bit, if you remember. Why are these
bitches?
Yeah, why are they laughing at us?
Where you going, bitches?
What the fuck are you laughing at?
Exactly. Nothing on this show.
Well, that's neither here nor there because Jade is.
But she was the one like,
now.
I don't know about this, guys. I remember. She said stuff like that. She was a little worried about the contest that was going down.
She wanted the woman just to fuck herself with a rhino horn. I remember she said that.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
So, she got fired. The whole show got fired. And then she reinvents herself. She changes her radio name, and now she's Todd's partner here in New York.
It's Todd and Glub Glub.
And for some reason, they're not even going to acknowledge that she was part of that huge controversy. You want to get people talking. You have an honest conversation about that. And certainly people would be tuned to their radios, but they chose to make believe that never happened, I guess.
It's probably part of the thinking behind changing her name.
So this is day 1 of Todd and Jade. The rumor is that it's going to be Jade's show within a year. I think Todd knows that. So he's going to do everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Todd has tried to orchestrate a career for himself that every turn he makes has been a wrong turn. All of them.
Right.
He struck gold in one moment, and then he insisted that it had to get better. It had to be better. It was all him.
Yeah.
And he just keeps blowing it.
Here's part 2 of Todd and Jade. Day 1. Something new in this bit there, Jim Norton. Ooh. Something new. A fun... Well, let me just play it.
New York's 95.5, PLJ, Todd and Jade in the morning. That's Jade Donovan. Welcome to New York City, Jade.
Hey, good morning. Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Appreciate it.
How you feeling about the cold weather?
It's good. I'm getting used to it.
Is that all this asshole can talk about?
This is the wrong disc. We played this already.
No, you didn't.
What?
You haven't played this clip. This happened after everything that we've played already.
What a redundant asshole.
No one gives a fuck that she's from warm climates and now working in New York. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, we're in a mobile society. This is not a shock.
To anyone.
So what do you think the first time a mastodon shit in front of your house?
Put it into context, though. It is the winter, so it's cold.
All right, good point.
It is cold outside.
Home run, Roberts.
Thank you.
In the year 2015, we're kind of used to people moving from city to city.
Like where it once was hot, it will now be cold?
Yes. Maybe, let me think of the year. I'm going to go back to 1958. People didn't travel as much. So if someone came from a warm climate like Florida and came up to New York, that would be a big deal. Like, holy fuck.
I think
how do you deal with the cold weather?
They probably figured it all out right around the time of the gold rush in California. I'll give it like 1859.
Absolutely. The fucking Union soldiers went down south. None of it's a shock. The slaves ran north from the south.
They got it.
No one is surprised.
They went from Mississippi to Canada.
Yeah, no one is shocked.
No one's shocked by this.
It's going to be a great week for you.
The Arctic blast comes here.
Well, 38 today, and you only have 30-mile-an-hour winds, so that's really great.
It was almost 60 yesterday, so that was nice.
Well, kind of rainy, though.
I don't know what's better.
Wow.
Colder or warmer with the rain?
We'll get some snow tomorrow, a couple of inches. Powdery
Way
snow.
to segue into the weather, you
Wednesday's high 28, and then Thursday, 21.
Thursday.
That's fantastic.
Why the fuck are you doing weather on the radio?
Did he say Thursday? He wanted to say Thursday.
Usually we attack the hole, but I don't think this Jade broad's a hole.
Not her fault.
And I hear her trying. And then he's spinning it into another weather break.
Yeah, it's going to be found in the rain. What a fucking bull. 4.
Kind of a wet day. Am I right, Jade?
Yeah, look at that crotch.
That's not what he said.
Oh, no? Oh, you mean kind of a wet day, I see.
He's going back to the wee for
okay,
not
yeah.
her, vaginal secretion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of wet, tell us what happened that day.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why would you bring that up?
No, he's got weather to talk about.
Yeah.
Another weather break.
It's all they've talked about is how she has never seen the snow. I don't own a jacket. I don't own socks. Shut up, you do.
She has socks.
You don't not have socks?
Everybody has at least 4 pairs of socks.
I was in Florida. I don't have shoes.
I don't have shoes. We don't wear shoes down there.
I slept at a tree fort. I don't have indoor plumbing. What is this?
You're making fun of tree forts?
No, why?
Okay.
I'm admiring them.
Thank you. I'm just making sure.
Oh, and how could I?
New bit time. Oh.
Yes. Oh, good.
They have a new, this one, I feel like...
there's bits aplenty on this show.
Teresa Giudice's podcast.
Giudice.
Whatever. Was taking the place...
Sometimes Giudice or something like that.
Giudice. Is that what Jews play cards with?
That was taking the place of the song parody.
Oh, there's no song parodies you've noticed?
So far, no.
Good.
This bit is taking the place.
They told him to beat it with the song
They
parodies?
said, let's do something new.
Oh, I'd love to listen to these
Todd,
fucking PDs.
something
and
new.
General managers over
One
there.
idea.
Probably emails or texts. Talk to the GM. No more song parodies.
Stupid.
Yeah.
This is their phony phone call replacement. Their phone scam replacement.
So it's going to be more fake shit. This is fake, right? I swear to you, I have not heard what I'm about to play. I wanted to hear it cold.
Yeah.
I'm going to say right now, Sam hasn't talked to me.
Nope.
That
He
this
talked
is,
to me, though.
I did.
This is fucking fake. What's the segment called?
Blown off.
Oh, no.
Call.
It's about him by management.
So what? You call the show if you've been blown off, and then they work it out on the show.
Yes, Opie, that you
Could be a good bit if you do it for real, but I guarantee they don't have the chops to do it for real. So this is fake with actors and actresses.
You think so?
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's Blown Off with Todd and Jade.
95.5 PLJ.
God.
You go on a date, you meet someone, you feel like you really connect, but then for some reason, they just never call you back.
What's up with that?
You're heartbroken.
Never get a call back.
Right? And you need answers.
And that's what happened to John from Glendale, Queens.
You don't need answers ever. You know you just suck.
Wait a minute. If they get John on the phone and they decide to call the girl on air and ask why she blew him off,
right?
Without her knowing John's on the line.
If that happens, I will quit this medium, even though we're a different company.
Please don't quit.
Like the industry.
I will quit the idea of talking into a microphone that comes in through people's speakers. If they are doing such a hideous bit in the biggest market in the world.
So you'll do comedy, but no more broadcasting.
I'll do stand-up, I'll do podcasts. I will quit the idea of talking live through a microphone because I'll be so embarrassed to be in the same business.
Not only a microphone. You know what kind of microphones, right?
That's right. A battle-weary microphone.
A battle-weary. Because they had such radio battles over there at PLJ.
Yes, they battled mediocrity and awfulness, and they lost every time.
That's what happened to John from Glendale, Queens. He's checking in with us this morning. What's up, John?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Than's for checking in. We appreciate it.
What's going on?
What happened?
Well, I went on a date with Amy. Well, first, I met Amy online, which, was kind of my first time doing that. And great conversation online that ended up being great conversation in real life. Took her to the Applebee's.
Stop. You took her to where?
The Applebee's.
Applebee's. A neighborhood grill, Applebee's. I can't think of Applebee's. I'm thinking of Florentine. Applebee's.
The Applebee's at Queensmere Mall.
Why would you take a girl to Applebee's?
Wait, they got great appetizers.
John!
What do you get from John?
First mistake.
It's like the All-American restaurant.
Okay, I'll let it go.
Everyone's got everything.
All right, All-American. Yeah.
And then they had a mudslide.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
Yeah. No, by that he means he shit his pants. He has cancer. He shot his pants.
She was excited, A mudslide,
Yeah, I could just jump in something other than the weather.
Right, I can finally talk about something.
She went to say water slide.
Yeah. Is that it? That wasn't bad.
That's not it.
Fuck.
All right, John. Well, are you anything else we need to know about the date? How long has it been since you've spoken to Amy?
It's been like a couple of weeks, and I feel like more than enough time to hear from her,
Unless she's been abducted.
Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe she joined the Peace Corps. We just don't know yet.
No, hold on a second.
right,
Let's go
John,
with Todd's idea that she's been abducted. I like that. It's the first thing he said that I liked. He's about to do rape humor.
Right,
maybe she's been abducted and then hit in the skull with a shovel and fucked until she died and bled out. He just gets really, really sickeningly graphic.
That is the first place he goes, abduction.
Yeah, maybe she was abducted and fucked by the illumination of headlights. Second headlights joke this show.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Sal's got a great observation. Sal on Long Island, go ahead.
Tell me why John from Glendale, Queens sounds like he's from fucking Hokey Pokey Midwest. What the fuck? What's his accent?
Yeah, John should sound like Sal here. From Long Island. Long Island, obviously very close to Queens for the people that don't know. He should sound more like you. You're right. But that's where the actor's from. Or the bit service, whatever it's called.
Well, here's the thing. How did he know to call them with this, too?
They did put something on their website.
Okay.
Jimmy.
John may have moved.
Yes, sir?
Jimmy, don't quit. Don't quit. You quit when you hit rock bottom. And what rock bottom is, I was at that fucking Jones Beach light show with a bunch of screaming little kids in the car. And you know whose voice comes on that stupid radio channel they make you listen to? This fucking douchebag Todd. I wanted to drive the fucking Suburban full of kids into the fucking Atlantic Ocean. I wanted to fucking throw in the fucking weeds listening to this fuck.
See, this is a real John from Queens or whatever. Sal, you rule, man. I love that people just fucking hate Todd for no reason. For no real reason. Thank you, Sal. All right. Yes, you too.
Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe she joined the Peace Corps. We just don't know yet.
Yeah.
All right, John. Well, Todd and I are here for you. We're going to get you the answers you need, okay? You just hang on a second.
All right. Thanks, guys.
They better not be calling the girl. I'm just saying, this phony cocksucker better not be calling the girl.
Why?
It's War of the Roses.
Why are you doing the exact same thing over and over again and hoping that the results will be different?
I'm just trying, man. I mean, the jokes are... Oh.
Isn't that the definition of crazy?
No, this is not. This is blown off.
It's called blown off.
This is blown off. This is a different thing. So basically, what happens is, they're talking to John there, and then they put a song on.
Right.
And lucky for us, the listener.
Right.
While the song is on.
Right.
They get Amy on the phone.
Who's Amy?
She's the girl that.
Oh, I wasn't paying
Amy
attention.
Schumer.
What?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
It's not Amy Schumer.
Oh, okay. Amy Pascal. She picks up. Hello, you're not a jigaboo, are you? See, it's in Sony hack joke. She said racially insensitive things.
It's like a whole like.
I got breaking news. Oh, fuck. Our listeners fucking rule.
What? That is breaking news.
Oh, they truly rule. Oh, my God. I know we fight with you fuckers every day, but you rule.
What's the news?
Well, Jade has a Twitter account.
Oh, no.
And I was told I should go and check out her Twitter account. And she just tweeted 23 minutes ago the following tweet. Some creep photoshopped a wiener in my hand on an Instagram picture. And then she writes, "Welcome to New York City." That is one of our listeners.
What's her Twitter?
What is
Jade
it?
Donovan.
Jade Donovan.
Jayde?
Jayde Donovan.
That sounds like a fake name.
Jayde Donovan.
Jade Donovan.
Oh, fuck.
No, it's not.
Someone fucking photoshopped a wiener in her Instagram photo.
And it was the wrong color.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, let's.
This guy, Greg Butera, I got a winter coat. Welcome to New York City gift. You should get a lot of compliments on the subway. It's an A-Paul jacket.
I didn't even know this was going on. We got lazy.
This guy says, "I know that guy. Watch out for Rod McPhotoshopsin. He's got a weird voice and he's a real dick." This one says, "Your awful jealous co-host is the main culprit. Congrats on taking over the Todd Show, by the way. He'll be fired soon."
Oh, no.
Oh, Matthew Bishop on Twitter had to tell her that a lot of this stuff is coming from our listeners. Why would you do that?
Well, she's going to figure it out
They blocked
quickly.
our accounts.
You think so?
No, they did.
They blocked our
Show
accounts.
account. I think your guys are blocked.
I never blocked her.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't matter because our accounts and the show accounts aren't doing anything.
I know.
Let's see. Oh, this shit.
She's cute.
Yeah, she's definitely a looker.
I want to smooch with her.
I think you've got a shot.
How does she not follow me?
All right, anyway, let's get to let's get to the conclusion of Blown Off. So I guess they get the broad on the line, Amy, or something?
Oh, yeah, they do.
All right.
What really happened?
So at the end of the night, he leans in to kiss me, and I'm like on board. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's see how this goes. First, he grabbed my face in his hands in this very look how sexy I'm being sort of way.
Oh, but that's sweet though.
Yeah,
I love rom-com, right?
But it felt really fakely intense. Look how cool I am.
Too aggressive?
He wasn't really swept up in the moment.
That's just lies. They're
Shit.
just lying. Dan in Ohio, go ahead.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, that dumb bitch, she didn't have an accent either, but what fucking man do you know that goes on one date with a woman and cries about because he didn't talk to her and calls a radio show to find out what happened?
That's why this concept is bullshit. No one does this. No one cares. They're like, well, we didn't have chemistry. Kind of sucks, but I'll move on. That's how that plays out.
And why, by the way, would you call a radio? Why would this girl agree to be on?
Right.
Well, they called her.
The cunt.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Fakely intense. Look how cool I am.
Too aggressive?
He wasn't really swept up in the moment. He was trying to show me how swept up in the moment he was.
Okay.
And then he licked me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, say that again, please.
He licked me from my chin,
No, he
up
didn't.
my lips, and my mouth was closed.
To the nose? Right to the nose and beyond, or did it stop?
Where did he stop?
I would respect Todd if he just said, "Oh, Jesus, this is so not believable. Fuck this. We're not going to do this bit. We got to try to find something else."
He didn't do that. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Oh, my God.
Where did he start? Did he start on your scalp and work his way down your tailbone, right through your asshole, up through your cunt? and they dump out of everything. They're dumping out down the hall.
So annoying.
I am now going to follow Jade.
We all should follow Jade. Let's give her some followers today. What is it again there, Sammy?
It's Jade Donovan.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything wrong.
Jade Donovan. We should all follow Jade Donovan.
She's very cute.
She's definitely very good looking.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind smooching.
She's following me.
She is?
Mm-hmm. What should I write her?
Hey, babe.
What's up, babe?
You made the right choice. Follow it.
Right to the nose and beyond, or did it stop?
Where did he stop?
Almost to the nose.
Oh, my.
Ew. Maybe he's giving you a preview.
John!
What's to come?
And his tongue was cold. It was
John is actually on the phone with us this morning.
Hello, Amy.
Hey.
I've had no complaints.
I didn't complain either. I just didn't call you back.
I guess that speaks for itself.
One way to do it.
Here's the thing. No one likes a dry kiss. That's kind of where that my move has started from.
Is that a move? That's a thing, right? You do that?
That's the thing. I've been doing it for years, since college.
It's like his signature move.
Well, and maybe some ladies really like that, but it just wasn't for me.
Felt like we had a lot of connection, the way you were laughing and looking me right in the eye. It sounds like you were a little bit more uncomfortable than you're playing off it to be.
Sounds like she was begging for that lizard kiss.
Yeah, man.
Everybody begs for the lizard kiss.
Participants of Blown Off have agreed to tell their stories in their own words on the radio. No one has been coerced, cajoled, or compensated. If you got blown off, tell Todd and Jade at PLJ.com.
So are they saying that it's real?
That's what I was listening for in the disclaimer.
Well, they said to tell their own stories.
I don't know.
So maybe they word it a certain way, or maybe are they real people?
Or maybe it's a big phony thing and they just throw that at the end.
Yeah, why am I thinking that's real?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's just one of those dumb services because you can't think for yourself and come up with your own shit for a radio
Well, let's
show.
Google blown off radio bit.
You don't think there's really guys in Queens licking girls' faces?
Can we see blown off?
And then agreeing to go on the radio to talk about it? No.
I would hate to do that bit. Jim, what happened? I don't know. I thought it went well. And she'd call in and say, well, we had agreed on one price. And it'd get ugly.
All right.
There's some funny tweets going to Jade. Chip tweets her.
Plenty.
Oh, boy.
Well, good luck to them, right? Eric, what are you hearing on the street?
That it's her show in less than a year. That's what everyone's talking about.
Wow.
What were you saying?
But they don't need him there now because he's in last place.
Yeah, the station's in 18th place, and he's below that. And Scott's, I think, number 2 right now.
I was just looking at Jacksonville's #1 hit music station.
Right.
And one of the bits they do.
What's it called?
Blown Off.
What?
I said it's called Blown Off.
Why wouldn't you just come up with your own shit? How hard is it?
He fucking stinks.
I had to do that with you that time.
Stinks.
It's so bad.
Oh, wow.
What?
No, I'm just looking at a radio station called Energy 1069. Shut up and play the hits. That's the radio station.
Cool.
But they do have a couple of go-to bits that they do in the mornings. One of them they do 4 times a week.
What city are they out of? I guess it don't matter.
They are out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, so that's far from the other place you just talked about.
Right, Jacksonville. Now, this is in Milwaukee. They have a bit. It's called Blown Off.
These consultants, they
fucking suck. They suck. They couldn't make it in the business.
One consultant comes up with this dumb bit, and then they sell it to every station, and then these stations say, yeah, that's what we need to do. That's pathetic.
People should tweet links to these stations that are doing Blown Off. Because maybe the hosts don't know that they're doing a hack bit that's all over. So you should tweet links to the Blown Off people so they know. They might not know they're doing it. In all fairness, Jade seems like a good egg. She may not know.
Oh, she knows.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
But they're busy sending. They're busy sending asshole and docking photos.
Oh no! They sending. Oh no!
Let's say hi to Kelly in DC. Kelly.
Hi. I have met Jade before, and I'm in the radio business. I met her at a trade show.
Ooh.
And yeah, well, she's
get the liquor box.
Yeah, that's really what I fantasize about. But she's a single mom, and she's trying to make it in the radio business, which, as you guys know, is really tough.
Yeah.
And she's just trying to do her thing and work her way from, a really crappy situation when she was caught up in that whole water thing. So I think you guys should give her a break, and she's got to work with that guy.
First of all, we have been giving her a break.
Oh my God, yeah, you got to listen closely. We feel bad for her that she's with Todd, but the rumor is it's going to be her show. And I already said she doesn't really sound like a hole, which is something we really hate in radio.
We haven't been killing Jade.
Yeah, I don't think we've been bad on her.
She does talk about coats a lot.
Well, but again, she's in that situation with that shithead.
Because Todd kept bringing up the dumb weather thing.
I'm going to bring up the jackets again. Right.
Yeah, we did mention that the reason she had to talk about that so much was because Todd refused to talk to her at all.
Yeah, Todd doesn't want to talk to her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, you can tell. He's like cutting her off. And
Yeah.
She can't have her own point. But
Is this Jade?
And look, she might do the type of radio down the road when it's her show that people like. I don't know. I know I can't really listen to that horse shit, but I'm sure there's an audience for it.
All right, I'm just saying, as a fellow woman in radio, I'm going to give her a break.
Whoa,
Gender has nothing to do with it.
Wait, you're a woman in broadcasting?
Well, it's sort of, yes.
What do you mean by sort of?
Is Terry
Well,
Clifford?
yeah, and that's where I met her. I met her at one of these morning radio shows.
What's your job in radio?
I don't want to go there.
What do you do? Come on.
What
kind
do
of
you
job?
do, Kelly?
Come on, Kel.
I work for your former employer. I work for CBS Radio.
Oh, you work for CBS? Okay.
In
So what
Washington?
do you do? Do you pump a laugh track into the fucking awful host they have?
Oh, Jimmy, come on, be nice.
You're right, I apologize. Let me take that back.
You do have a fine little radio voice on you.
Oh,
what show do you do?
We have a morning show in D.C., and I like listening to you guys when we get off the air at 9.
Okay. What's the name of your radio show?
We're on... Gosh, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with my employer.
Why would you get in trouble? You're sticking up for someone at the company.
We're on in Washington, D.C., and 94.7.
Let's look up 94.7 in D.C. What's the
But you
slogan?
have to promise me that you're nice.
Oh, that means you're
fresh.
Fresh FM, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's see. Let's see what you got on air. No, they're not on air now. She's driving home, Sam.
This isn't the on-air feed. This is the DJ's.
All right. In the morning, we're looking for you.
What's your name?
My name's Kelly, and we're on the Tommy Show.
Wait, go to the
you're on
Tommy
Tommy
Show.
Show.
Let's see, the Tommy Show. Which one?
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. Okay.
Let's see.
All right, it was good talking to you.
No, she's very cute. Oh my God, you hung up on her.
She wasn't the other one, though.
What? Was that a... Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the other
one.
one.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Jen.
Oof. Jesus Christ.
Kelly, call back. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Jen looks like fucking Ozzy in 1981.
I'm sorry. That was not fair. I thought you were Jen.
Yeah.
I clicked on the wrong picture.
Yes.
Kelly's all right.
Yeah,
She's all right.
Very delightful.
She's on the Tommy Show or something like that. Give him a listen.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly, for the phone call.
But we've been pretty nice to you. We haven't killed Jade at all. We're just saying, you know.
And finally, Kevin in South Carolina. Kevin.
Kev.
Hi, Opie. Glad to hear you guys back live. The fake caller from Brooklyn, how did he know they had a new bit with this new show?
I asked that too.
They had a music bed already set up, and he just called in and was like ready to roll with this new bit.
No,
like he's heard it for years.
I asked that question, and Sam pointed out they do have it on their website. So
Okay.
They do have it on their site. So
I have another point. Don't hang up, please. Keep talking.
Go ahead, sweetie.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
Oh, the girl said she was in Tampa 7 years. She killed the guy 8 years ago. I'm sure she was off radio for several years after that. So they're gonna pretend that never happened.
Yeah, I know. Which, yeah.
She didn't actually kill the person.
Look, it's a tough thing to talk about. But if you really want some heat for your new radio show and you want people to actually listen, man, you go down that road and you discuss it.
They're pretending it never happened because she said I was in Tampa for 7 years.
Never mentioning Sacramento. Was it Sacramento that went down? I forget.
Yeah, I Googled it while I was driving.
Yeah.
So have a good day, boys.
All right, buddy. I bet you if we, and we don't have to do this, Sam, if we listened to Blown Off on those stations you just mentioned, I bet you we'd hear the same voice.
The same people. It's the same Blown Off.
Check it out.
Well, maybe not the same Blown Off, but you'll hear the same, guy. Because he's trained to do the blown off, phone calls for all these radio stations across America. I bet you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You found another one?
I don't know.
Oh. All right. I think we did enough damage for one day. We got Patton Oswalt tomorrow. Love Patton Oswalt on this show.
Wednesday.
Oh, it's not tomorrow?
No.
Roland told us tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's good news, though. I could read a little more of his book, Silver Screen Fiend, Learning About Life from an Addiction to Film. That'll be a fun time with Patton. What, Sam?
Just saying. You thought he was coming in tomorrow.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roland fudged up.
Ooh. And Roland finally admitted that his tracksuit is really warm, and he's sweating under it.
He is. He's very, very hot today.
Yes. So, is that it? We did... Huh?
I have a quick plug.
Yes.
All Long Island shows are sold out. All 6 shows are sold.
Awesome.
The kid is on a good run with sold out shows lately. So
that's this weekend. Not that it matters because you can't get tickets now.
Yeah, it's all sold. And
Great.
Boston's also sold. I have coming up Tempe Improv, and I also have Connecticut. Where the fuck are my plugs? God, am I worthless? Here they are. I got them. Connecticut, February 13th, and the Tempe Improv Super Bowl weekend, the 30th and 31st.
All right. You don't think you're going to get the flu, right, Kenny?
No, GH, you won't. Not if I can help it.
You're going to fight off the flu bug?
I will.
Yeah?
Yes.
Some of those moves?
Yeah, I'm determined.
All right.
But I want to know, how many mugs did you sell?
Well, I don't know. I'll check the numbers after the show.
Yeah, let the guy should have texted you by now.
You think?
Yeah, where is he?
Well, I guess I could...
there's big supply and demand.
Which one?
Not much. Yeah, you can't have both.
If you have big supply, the demand goes down.
Right. You can't have both at the same time.
Sucker.
What?
OpieRadio.com/shop.
Yeah.
Get your mugs.
Exactly.
Chip keeps going on Twitter and calling me babe.
So?
No, Patton is tomorrow.
What?
Patton is tomorrow.
Patton's tomorrow?
Yeah.
So who's right?
You.
Tuesday's a book signing.
So you're saying Roland's right, E-Rock's wrong?
Yes, Patton's tomorrow, you big dunce.
No,
'Cause he's
he
doing a
told
fucking
me
book signing.
He
in,
came in and said, "No, it's Wednesday."
I don't care who said what.
Yeah,
Well, you're wrong.
Don't point fingers.
So what's happening?
Exactly, especially if they have hoagie on them.
We got Patton tomorrow. Who else we have tomorrow?
I think we'll have to ask about tomorrow. One more guest tomorrow.
Jerry Shepherdini.
Yeah.
Who's the guest?
And Jerry.
We can do it right now. Who are you pitching?
Oh, definitely.
Who are you pitching?
Nobody right now. You look like you got the flu. Are you okay?
Ooh. I gotta go to the gym.
Yeah, let's go to the gym and
You are the gym.
pump some shit. All right. Who else? And who else this week?
Neil deGrasse Tyson,
That'll be
Piers
great.
Morgan,
Bob Kelly. Bob Kelly's special, by the way. Comedy Central on Friday. It's really, really fucking funny.
I've seen it. You seen it, Jimmy?
I saw part of it.
I loved it. I saw every second of it.
Goldthwait directed it, and you can get on it. You can pre-order on his website now.
Right.
So support Bobby, who really is a hilarious comedian.
He could use the pocket money. RobertKellyLive.com. You can pre-order his special that will be on Comedy Central Friday at midnight. But the pre-order, if you buy it off his website, you're going to get some extras and stuff too.
Yeah,
and you're supporting just a great fucking. I was going to say a great guy. Let's just say a great comic.
If you buy Bobby's special, the caveat is you're allowed to slap his face when you see him.
That's pretty cool.
You get like a certain thing in your email, and that's good for one face slap.
Nice.
So I suggest you do it.
Open hand face slap?
Open-handed, crispy slap across that slappable face.
That would rule.
Yeah, oh, God, would it feel good.
When he comes in Thursday, we should do that for plugs.
Without a doubt.
For plugs, we get to fucking slap you.
and Voss wants to come in Wednesday.
I'm always good with Rich.
Yeah, we like the Rich.
I gotta piss.
Yeah, we gotta go. We're just babbling. Thanks, guys. Good to be back. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.